Oh, there we go. I was having technical difficulties there. I didn't realize I had to update my stream key today. Hello, folks. Oh, Carvok in there with early donations. Thank you, sir. Oh, you're on light collection duty today. Fantastic. All right, so we're just waiting for the CK to load. I had it loaded and then it crashed on me, so not starting strong. But I actually have a bug to investigate right away, and I have a save for it, so we can actually hop in game. But first, let's see. What am I getting here? Just a second. Got some texts I got to deal with, and then I'm going to turn off the volume here. There we go. Okay, ready to stream. Let's see here. World Mapper 2. I didn't know if this is a bug or if it's part of SS1 raid system. There's a spot next to the bridge with gunners. Next to it, there's a spot that keeps infinitely spawning them in. That doesn't sound good. Infinite spawning is sounds sketchy. Sometimes we do it in quests as part of a quest, but I don't think there's anything in SS1 that does such a thing. There's like during the quest end of the beginning, if you decide to never follow Aiden or Lupe inside, you will fight gunners forever. That's like one of the points where we have an infinite loop. All right, let's well, instead of waiting for the CK, let's hop in game. I got a save file I want to investigate. So if any of you guys has any SS2 issues that you're aware of that you can kind of walk me through how to replicate them, or if you've got a minimal mod save with the issue that I can investigate. Minimal mod would be like something where I don't want to have to go download a bunch of mods, so I'm going to load without them. The only mods I have available quickly would be add-on packs, unofficial patch. Other than that, I don't want to go through and have to download a bunch of mods. I'm going to turn down the audio in the game because that's not super important for what we're doing today. If you guys want to get a look at what I've fixed so far for 2.3.2, I updated the description of the live stream with a link to a Google Doc, which has all of our running patch notes so far. It's pretty lengthy. I've been kind of on a mission to get all of the bug reports we have that are reasonable to deal with. So we have a lot of reports. I'll show you guys the Git. We have a lot of reports that are, little tiny issues that are like, for example, the what's the quest name? I'm drawing a blank here. In the Vault Tech HQ, where Jake is using terminals and the camera gets all weird. Like that's technically an issue. That's a bug that the camera goes all like right up in his grill. So, but that to me is such a small issue. It's not a game breaker that I'm not dealing with those right now, because the problem with just dealing with those in the middle of this, why am I walking so slow? Is that I have to kind of go through it. We got to get the quest retested if I start tinkering with that stuff. So I'm trying to avoid doing stuff like that. That's super minor. But we have just a handful of confirmed issues. Oh, look at all these missile launchers. There we go. That handful of confirmed issues that we can take a look at. So like this issue right here is that there's a problem. There's a possibility of failing suburban disturbance. So I'm trying to figure out where we're at with that quest in this save, or if this is even the correct save. So West Everett Estates is up this general area somewhere. West Everett. That's over by Taffington, right? Oh, I just had it. There we go. All right, let's pop. Oh, can't fast travel our enemies nearby. Well, let's deal with those. You're blocking my fast travel. Get out of here. So yeah, so today's goal is to just knock out a handful more bugs, because like I said, I've been mentioning in a lot of videos recently, basically gonna go dark for a while. Going to still stream, but I'm not going to be releasing any patches or discussing bug fixes in the live code unless they're hotfix worthy, because I have to make some massive overhauls to the code to prepare for the 3.0 patch. And once I kind of start down that path, it's like there gets to be a point of no return where I can't the idea of patching from there would just add so much work of me having to lock out and gate out unfinished features that it would become so unfun and so cumbersome that I just don't want to deal with it. So this is just, it'll speed up development for 3.0 rapidly if I do this. Wrench, I'm not sure if you answered this question before, but will Conqueror be making a return? I mean, I hope it does, but the reason that it stopped at one point was because we lost touch with one of the voice actors, and the lead writer's life took a turn, and he wasn't able to finish the quests. And so, you know, if we can recover all of that stuff after we're done with Chapter 3, it's something I would love to do. I loved the story we had going, and we were so close. We were just like, I think we had like 6 quests left to go, and then that story was complete. So I would love to see that ended. But right now, focus is on Chapter 3. So we're seeing that this quest. Do we even have it running right now? But anyway, as for Conqueror, it's a hopeful, but no promises right now. Check for ASM sensors at West Everett's Estates. Okay, so I think the issue reported is if you kill everyone in here, it doesn't actually fail that objective. So that's an easy fix. So I'll leave this running, and then I can use this to check some quest stages. Let's see if the CK is finished loading. No, I'm having trouble loading. I might have to crash everything out again here. For some reason, I cannot get SS2 to load up. So let's see here. We will do some surgery here. Go to our merging folder. Recopy this guy. Hopefully I don't have to reboot. That would be a bummer. Jason Lucas, glad you're feeling better and your sound volume is good. Awesome. Yeah, feeling a lot better. Right after I got sick, I had to travel for a wedding, so that was fun. Flying with the flu. Always exciting times. But recovered while out on this little micro vacation. Oh, Carvox says thanks. Just a little way to say thank you for helping with the city plan issue. Yeah, I wish it was unfortunate I was out of town when that cropped up. I could have finished, like it took me just a few hours to fix. I could have knocked it out the day you guys discovered it if I was around. All right, let's try one more time. If this doesn't work, I'm literally going to have to reboot my PC because this is the third time I had to crash out the CK. All right, give that a moment. In the meantime, I will try and handle it manually. So we're going to go into our, I'm assuming this is a script thing I can solve. I think it's, yep, here we go, suburban disturbance. So I'm pretty sure I already have stuff in place to monitor for the player killing Sickle. So let's see here. Actor on death. Not stage complete. Add sensors. So I do have fail quest being called here, but it's not triggering for some reason. So I guess what I need to look at is, are we registering for his death soon enough? Yeah, right on startup complete. Interesting. Oh, you know what I wonder if it is? I wonder if the objective to ask them to help isn't actually stored on this quest, and that is the reason that there's a problem with it. So it's not just that we need to fail the check. We also need to figure out where that objective is, which I bet it is on here, our MQ master. So let's go look at our objective list. So again, guys, if you have any bugs that you're aware of that you can tell me how to get to or find a save for, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of stroll through our Git and start just picking up stuff that I think I can start tackling. Okay, it looks like we don't have the objectives outlined in here, so I need the CK to load before I can do anything with this. But my assumption here with this bug report is basically like if you kill Sickle right away, then you end up with a quest objective to go to West Everett stuck in your log forever. So I need to resolve that. And it's a funny, like for some people, this is a serious bug. To me, this is a silly issue, but I know some people I've had many people explain to me how triggering it is to have objectives left in their list. It's like having a to-do list item that you can never complete. So I get it. It's just been low priority because there's other stuff to tackle. Jason Locrans, thank you for the donation. Says thank you for everything you and the team do. I can't imagine my Fallout 4 load without SS2 in each time. Well, I hope to continue that. I hope we give you a lot more. I think we will. I think Chapter 3 is going to add just unlimited replayability. Like we're adding so many features to give you guys even more replay options. Oscar Fry, I know of some bugs or SS2 CH1, and I don't think mods affect some that I think are part of SS2. Why did you have two missile launcher where dual wielding missile launcher in the middle game? This is just a save that Sasori sent me, so I could not tell you why multiple missile launchers. But Oscar, if you have bugs, feel free to describe them, and I can take a look after I finish this one. Let's see. Martin Jarrell, I know the bug I keep hitting is a mod conflict somewhere. Heavy loadout, but I can never pick up Abernathy's Locket quest with SS2 loaded. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know why why SS2 would have an impact on that. I've definitely done it. Like in my first playthrough, we did that because I remember taking Jake over there to have him talk to the Abernathys because he's got a little, well, he doesn't really talk to them, but he has a little comment that he makes after that you get the Locket quest. All right, did we go? Still not loaded. Yeah, we might be in reboot territory, which would be a real bummer. Could be a quest fragment. I almost never use quest fragments because I find it really tedious to check the stages to find them all. So we pretty much try never to use fragments if we can avoid it. Uncompletable quests, undroppable quest items drive me crazy. Yeah, you're definitely not alone there, Skyways. Let's see, Nick Carter. Maybe the radiation removal animation HQ would be an easy fix. Oh, for like the spray in the water in those things. Yeah, that would probably be an easy fix. I would like to tackle stuff that's like game breaking if I can. Things where quests can get stuck or like you know what I'm most interested in is one of the things I'm thinking about with 3.0 and chapter 3 is that it's inevitable a lot of people are going to come back and play again, or folks who just had been avoiding the mod for whatever reason. You know, some people are just like, you know, they're not into the hype, or they just are afraid of a scripted mod or whatever. Some folks will give it a try when we release a new chapter. It happens every time. And I would like to make sure that there are no, you know, for you guys who've been playing the mod a long time, you guys know about all the little gotchas and you know the workarounds, right? Because you've been, you know what to do and you know where, like, oh, yep, that hiccup's here because of this, and I can just go here and talk to this guy instead, or whatever. Or some of you probably just do, you know, use the cheat tape or do set stage. I want to get it so that there's no need for that. There shouldn't need to be these little tribal knowledge workarounds. So those are kind of what I'm looking for. If any of you guys knows a thing that's like, okay, generally when I do this quest or that quest, I have to sometimes do a set stage. Like if you know of something like that, that's the type of thing I think we should address tonight. Just to make sure that when people come back after a long hiatus, they're not, you know how irritating that is when there's a bug you've been dealing with for ages and it just never goes away. Like I would like to get rid of those, which is part of why when I go through, let me show you guys the get. So partly when I go through, I have another tab with it open to make this. Here we go. When I go through the get, I kind of jump around by date. So I don't just go to the new ones. Sometimes I'll go to the really old ones and see if there's anything I know to fix, because I know that those bugs that have been in here for, at this point over a year, like those are really irritating. And I've gotten a lot of them fixed. Like this screen right here are the ones that don't have labels yet. Looks like there's 30 of them. And that means that either they're not assigned to anybody on the team, or I just didn't know what to do with them, like what to label them as. So these kind of are like, these are mine to deal with. And some of them are not worth tackling. Others are worth tackling. Some of them might not even be bugs anymore. I just need to investigate them. But there's very little on here in the way of like, here's a thing we frequently have to work around, because the folks who report these tend to just do that stuff on, like they know all those tricks, so they don't, they're not going to list that stuff. They're going to list things that they don't know how to deal with. But I think that those things that you have to work around are no problem for those of us who are committed to playing the mod, but people who are just kind of like newcomers or, I just don't want to be bothered. Like those are deal breakers. Those are going to turn them off from the mod. Hey, we got the CK open. Let's see. Let's load up the script manager. Arissa, I got a new laptop. My very first mod install was SS2. Oh, awesome. Rekhead Slee, do you want some more texture bugs from Xbox? Because I found 2 in the Red Rocket Base. Yes, please. Yes, please. Can you DM me on either Discord or on the Some Settlements forums with some screenshots of those? Guys, I actually think Xbox players, I think my next playthrough, needs to be on Xbox. I think I need to get a capture card and I need to play on Xbox. Because there are so many like mystery issues you guys have that that we don't have on PC. And while I can't do any debugging on there. I think just having a playthrough with no other mods will be useful for me to, like, if I see it firsthand. And, you know, because I can run through the sequence of events that's going on in my head, and it should be easy to pinpoint these problems. I know textures are a common one. A lot of that is just because I went through at some point and I ran there's a tool for Skyrim. It's called Ice Cathedral, something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but it basically bulk resizes textures. And I ran that on all the textures, and I think some of them got corrupted. And so when I plugged those into the Xbox archive, I think that they're just failing to load. So I definitely just need to know about those, because I have an Xbox and I could test it, but it's literally just a lack of time to go, because it takes like 30 hours to play through the mod now. Okay, so now we've got Papyrus up here. Okay, so we need to bring up MQ Master. So in each of our chapters, we have a quest called MQ Master, and this just kind of like centralizes a lot of stuff. So for example, in chapter 1, it centralizes managing what settlement Jake considers the one that you're doing all the tutorials at. So that way, if we need to coordinate and get that information or send him somewhere, that we have that in a single point. And I'm pretty sure we also use this for miscellaneous objectives. So let's see here. Let's see. Yep, check for ASIM sensors at West Everett Estate. So what we need to do here is we need to turn off objective 30 if you kill Sickle. So MQ master dot set objective displayed 30 false. Now we're not going to fail it, because I think if we fail it, it'll show up forever on the screen, and I think that'll be irritating. So I think this will make more sense. So we'll just set it to displayed false. Now we compile this, and this should take care of it. So it won't retroactively take care of it in existing saves. We can set that up though. So let me try that too, because like you said, Skywars, it drives you nuts. I get it, and it shouldn't take that much longer to add that support. So go ahead and compile this guy. And then let's go into, now here's something I actually don't know. I'm going to need Papyrus log. I don't actually know if there's a way to detect. All right, come on, Case, get that. I don't know if there's actually a way to detect if a quest has failed. So let's check that. So we're going to look up quest here, go to quest script, look at our functions. Is completed, is running, is starting, is stopping. So there's no is failed. So I guess what we have to do is test. So do I stop this quest anywhere? Let's do stop. This quest gets stopped if the mutants go hostile. So yes. Okay, and so that actually, this probably prevents the event from detecting. So we actually need to get rid of that. So that would have been another bug. What about this here? Fail quest. Okay, so it's actually okay, cool. So we were stopping it before the fail quest could ever happen. And look, this is it's already covered. So what was happening is, as soon as the mutants went hostile, we were stopping the quest, which would have intercepted this event. So that is our problem. So we actually had it was not that we weren't setting the objective, we just had a bug that prevented our code from running. So we can get rid of this. So fail quest isn't actually a default function, it's actually our function, and that handles this right here. Cool. So let's compile that. So that bug, I can pretty much guaranteed mark resolved. We'll go ahead and put that in the patch notes. All right, fixed a bug during the let's see. All right, we'll find what that objective was so I can label this correctly. There we go. Okay, bug complete. Let's go up to find it. Nope, I keep opening the wrong tab. This one. All right, we'll go fixed for 2.3.2, and then we do want to, and then I said I want to make it so that it's fixed for when players already had this loaded. So for that, We're going to need a reference to this. So let's see. Do we have MQ05 in here? Okay, we don't have a reference to this quest, so we'll go ahead and add it. Actually, I don't even need the actual thing. Well, this is actually going to be tricky. So I have no easy way to detect if this quest failed because there's not a function to check it, and we don't set a stage when it occurs. I guess we can check for the mutant's hostile phase. So we can check for this phase. So we'll say, all right, so we'll do, we need to add a new, we're going to add a new script property here. Actually, we're going to set up a new patches. Perfect. We got this. All right, we're going to go quest property, suburban disturbance quest, auto const mandatory. And what we're going to do is go down to our install mod changes section, install mod changes. Here we go. So we got int I version 232 equals, and I got to look up what our version is. What is our version number going to be? Version number is going to be 78. All right. All right. And basically what this code does is make sure that these patches that I put in only run for people who need them and only run one time. Because anybody who hasn't run into this at the time that this is installed, there's no reason for this code to run. So I have this little set of if blocks that make sure these things only run if necessary. So we go if dot get stage done 30 set objective displayed. We don't have it. 30 false. Turn off West Everett's objective. Let's see. Player went hostile to mutants. And then we're also going to do, okay, we don't have to do stop because it already was being stopped. Okay, so MQ master, we go ahead and compile that. MQ master. And then we got to set our new script property, and then we are done. So now this should resolve itself as soon as the patch loads for folks. All right, so suburban disturbance. Let's search that up. Subu, that didn't come up. That's just to, do I have it spelled wrong? Oh, it's just called 5B in there. All right, got it. Okay, save that. Oh, we gotta close the game. Yes, there we go, saved. Oh, hey, here we go. Elner Mamedov, you are amazing. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Sorry I missed it right away. Got in the zone there trying to fix that quest. All right, let me back up. I'm going to try and follow along chat here as much as I can because I do want to get your guys' input on things I should tackle. Let's see here. Martin Jarl, I was watching that playthrough and was a bit shocked when you got the quest. I had thought it was just a story change up to then. I don't remember what we were talking about. This is my my inability to keep up with chat. We'll do this many times tonight. All right, Lively. Only quest I've had stuck anytime in recent memory was the hunt for Boris, where the stage is stuck on searching his body. Side quest, not a huge deal, but might fit what you're seeking. Do you remember? Does anybody know if that issue is still a thing? Because I remember doing something with that quest, but I don't remember when. So let me see. Let me look up and look in our patch notes, and we'll see when the last time I touched that was. All right, we need wiki.simsummons2.com. Patch notes, and we'll search for Boris. We'll see when I last touched that quest was. Hunt for... Looks like I've never done anything with that quest. So that we're going to need to load up chapter 2 for. So we'll get that loaded. I should have had that loaded. Oh, I tried to load it before, but it was crashing the CK, so I had to stop. All right, we'll get that loaded because I'm sure you guys are going to have C2 bugs. We'll roll back to that one in a minute. James Roden, I always have problems with the various stages of Jake and the Vault-Tec HQ. I've always wondered if that was a bug thing or just script related. The most common issues I've seen with the Vault-Tec HQ that I'm aware of that are they're conflicts. But if anybody's having them without mods, conflicts is something I should also start dealing with, just for that same idea of trying to smooth things out for folks. Because, you know, people who, again, who don't have that tribal knowledge, they don't know about the conflicts, and half of them aren't going to bother to look. They're just going to be like, oh, this thing I tried to do as part of SS2, it didn't work, SS2 is broken, done. So I know one of the issues for Vault-Tec HQ had to do with like the ghoul that climbs off from another counter, but I'm pretty sure I put a timer in there where if that ghoul just never shows up, now the quest continues. I'm not familiar with what else could be happening other than there's a bug with that quest and a couple of other quests where if you're running a mod that adds the little icons to our quests, for some reason some of them break. No one has any idea why. I've talked to people who authored that mod. I've talked to people who understand the HUD really deeply, and nobody has any clue. Like, what about patching those would break these quests, especially quests that I haven't updated in a long time. Like, it would make sense if it was a patch that added it, and I had since made updates to the quest. That would make sense because then the records would be out of sync. But this is like you guys running those patchers that do it in real time on the version you have installed. So it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why that breaks it. Oscar Fire, I'm talking about quest Brannigan's Brahmin breeding. When you go to the robotic dumping ground, the quest marker doesn't go away from the raider you have to kill even after looting them. Yeah, that's an easy one to fix. Darren, did you fix moving first plot breaking the intro quest? I've had to explain that several times. I did. The only thing I'm told that can still break it is if you full on, I think if you scrap the plot altogether, I think that can cause some problems, but I did fix picking it up and moving it. It does work correctly now. Oh yeah, Gary Alexander, the see-through scopes with the first gunner battle. Yeah, that's one I should come up with a solution for. I hate to give up the player pointing their gun because it really leads to some. It just looks legit, but man, is it susceptible to breaking. And it's not just see-through scopes. Like there's some vanilla weapons that can cause it to happen too. I don't know why. I might have to do something like find some keyword in see-through scopes and that's in vanilla that gets used for scopes and to detect that, and if it happens then don't make the player pull out their weapon, and that might solve it. But before I get into mod conflicts, let's start with stuff that doesn't require other mods to cause deal breakers. Any of that stuff I can get to smooth things out for new users would be awesome. And then yeah, I'm definitely not opposed to putting some patches in. You know, unfortunately, in the same way that folks won't research, ideally, I won't actually have to do them as patches. It'll just be stuff I can change in the core mod that bypasses the issue. Because the problem with patches is the same problem with tribal knowledge, is people have to know that those patches exist. And most people, you know, especially with the way Nexus is set up to where there's just a quick download button or the in-game downloader, you know, there's no obvious reason to download a patch, and you know, most folks aren't going to go look it up. So ideally we can fix this without that. All right, so it looks like chapter 2 really does not want to load right now. So let's go to MQ11, which is where there's smoke. So there are two primary issues with this quest that come up. One is full dialogue interface. And that I can fix. So I hate that I have to fix this because I wish full dialogue interface would just be fixed so that it could handle this situation. I have a theory about another series of bugs throughout our mods. And I think it might be related to either full dialogue interface or XDI. So I'm going to teach you guys a little bit thing about CK. So do you see this up here at the top where it says EQS10? Let me zoom in so you can see it better. EQS10. What that means is when this point in this conversation or scene starts, it's supposed to start a quest stage. So, or this is EQS, so that's probably end of this phase. So let's see here. Yeah, so at the end of the phase, it's supposed to set stage 10. My theory is that occasionally these phases we're setting, when they happen in certain points, so let me see if I have an example of one. None here. So occasionally what will happen is at the end of dialogue, so like say like this last phase, say instead of this action it was actually somebody speaking, if we had put a quest stage at the end of this phase, I think for people who are using those dialogue things, I think there's a bug in those dialogue where it prevents that set stage from running. I think it just terminates the scene right before that code happens, and so it breaks stuff. So I've started to work around it, but it's just we didn't know about that when, for the last 2 chapters. It's just something we've kind of figured out, so that's been a fix for a lot of bugs. But I think that's another one of those ones where there's just a little oversight in XDI or full dialogue interface where it's gotten to the point I hate those mods now because they cause so many problems. All right, so the one we can fix though is the player at the radio. So what's happening here is, for whatever reason, they don't have those mods set up to display, to detect that this is blank. Like, all they'd have to do is change it so that if this is blank, it uses this text instead. But for whatever reason, they don't. So we have to to fix that bug, all I have to do is put in some text right here. So I don't like that I have to do this because it's going to show up on the player's screen as a thing. But I can put it in. So what we're going to need to test this though to make sure I don't break something. So let's try it. So we're going to do, we'll do it in like brackets or something, I guess. Tune down. And then we're going to, because this is now going to associate a player sound, I need to give it a sound file. So we'll do, there's a silent file we can do. Let's see, there's a silence maybe. All right, and I can't remember which one of those two I got to use, so I got to look that up. Let's go silence. Where's audio? Sound descriptor, and we'll find whatever one gets used the most. And we will assume that's the one we want. So it looks like it's the description one. So we'll do that. Okay, so now this, in theory, should make it so that this will work with those dialogue mods without a patch, which would be, one less thing people have to go look up why it's not working. I remember I always refused to do this because I thought I was so peeved that this such a thing would break those mods. But I'm over it now, in the sense that I'm still mad about it, but I'm not gonna make players suffer over it anymore. It just has to look bad, unfortunately. Okay, so in theory, that should take care of that. So we'll save that. So we'll say modified the radio scene in the quest where there's smoke. Let's see, modify the radio tuning scene in the quest where there's smoke to support full dialogue interface. Okay, done. Now I'm going to want to go test that, so let's do that real quick. Pop this in. Oh, let's see if this loaded. We don't have to do it right this second. Okay, cool. This loaded up. So now we can check in Hunt for Boris, I think was the one. Oops, it's Hunt 1, I think. Hunt for Boris, there it is. And then there was Brannigan's Brahmin. Was another one that was brought up as a little problem. Okay, so we've got 2 quests to look at next here. Let's see, not a game breaker, but one I'm seeing frustrated with on the forums with friends. Settlers coming in beyond bed count and charisma. My current sanctuary is 22 beds, but SS2 sees 26. Interesting. Yeah, that's one of those ones that I've seen a lot of reports on, but I've never been able to replicate. So I haven't been able to do anything about it. So that's one of those ones I kind of need, and that's going to be a tough one to replicate. I kind of need like another coder to take a look at that, because I'm missing something there. I don't know what I'm not, what is wrong with the code that would make it think that, or if there's some case where it's like, because there's that bug in the base game where beds can report as a negative number, and maybe it has something to do with that. Sean Simon, Hi Kinggath. I just got into Fallout 4 after a few years. Just want to say it's incredible what Sim Settlements has become or becoming. It's by far the most enjoyable mod I have used. Awesome. Thank you for saying so. I hope to continue to deliver on that with Chapter 3. Yep, thank you, Sonic Phil. Yeah, please at kinggath me, because I fall so far behind on chat because I don't stop rambling. It just saves me a lot of time to be able to jump to those messages. Rec Edsley sent you the images of the textures. Thank you so much. I will take a look at those and see if I can get those Xbox textures fixed for Friday's patch. Let's see, Ageo Comics. This might be a bug, but if you use the holotape to skip past a Vim and Vigor quest, you can still see the Vitamat and get the option to pick it up, but can't in the vault later on. Interesting. It gets handed to you though, right? So the issue is just that if you skip the one that's sitting there, just stays there forever. That would be, I'd definitely qualify that as like a minor little, like that's, it's worth fixing eventually, but no rush on it. It's just like one of those final polish phases. I would do that. That'd be a good one for putting on the issue tab. So let me pop that in there. New issue. Let's see, Vim and Vigor. Let's see, skip issue. The Vitamatic in the vault never gets removed if you skip the quest with the cheat command. So I would call this a very minor issue, but we can get it fixed eventually. So we'll do minor. Oops. What is that? We have a tag for this. Low priority. Submit new issue. There we go. Got that on the log, so eventually it'll get tackled. Overpopulation issue seems to be related to the comms plot, but that might be coincidental. The reports show that beds are there, so recruitment continues, sometimes very quickly. Yeah, the comms plot definitely could be part of it. I know Pra has posted a pull request for me to add the ability for you guys to shut off that part of the comms plot, so that should make it in for Friday's patch. Excuse me. So then folks who are having the issue will at least have an emergency fix, but I would love to just get the core issue solved. Let's see. Darren Austin, not certain if there's a workshop or not, but when coming out of workshop, if I go into the inventory, I have to restart it because I get locked on a green screen UI and I have 0 options to get out. So what that's happening from is Workshop Plus. When you leave workshop mode, you need to wait a couple of seconds before you try and open your Pip-Boy. When you're in that flight mode from Workshop Plus, you don't have a body and the game can't animate. So if you're on PC, you can actually you can get back to yourself by running a console command. You just run player.move to space player, and you'll teleport out of that screen and you'll be fine. That's all you got to do on PC. On Xbox, yeah, you get locked out. That's why Workshop Plus on Xbox is to this day still listed as work in progress, because I have no solution for that bug. Let's see. Steven Johnson had an issue with the Brannigan's quest to save his hired hands. The character you rescued from the cage, it was unlocked, and I released him before finding the key. Yeah, that is a problem with Bethesda AI. So for whatever reason, Bethesda's default AI will just unlock random doors, and so the raiders will unlock that door when they're near it. And I unfortunately have no solution for that. I don't know how to get around that other than modifying vanilla files, which I'm not going to do. So we just call that just one of those dumb. It's a Todd issue. We'll call it that. Let's see. Marina Carmen, are you going to be adding Conqueror to SS2? I only play SS1 because Conqueror is so good. I'm doing my own Adam's Glory playthrough, and it's a blast. Shame you couldn't finish that series. If we get a chance, that's one of those things I would like to do, but it depends on availability of the voice actors, inevitably. Because we would need to get the last bits of the quest written, because I wouldn't want to port it with only part of the quest finished. Because right now it's only got about 2/3 of the quest line in it. So if we can get that written and recorded, I would happily port that forward to SS2. But all of the mechanics that are in it, like all of the battle mechanics, those are going to be part of the 3.0 patch. So you will get that part. But the story part is what's up in the air still. Let's see. Steven Johnson, if I walked up to Jake at the start of the radio manipulation at the hardware store, I forget the quest name, then fight a raider spawn, his conversation with you breaks. Interesting. Would that, do you know, is it the one where he is sitting there on the radio and he's talking to his daughter? If you remember what quest it is, I can look into that and make sure that he has a means to get back to it. But without knowing which quest you're talking about, I don't want to have to investigate all of them. Skywoods, if you had a charisma buff, it will hold your max settlers at the number for a while. Don't know if that's what's causing extra settlers. Interesting. Okay, so let's get in here and test the fix I just did. So I just changed it so that in theory, where there's smoke should work with full dialogue interface. So I need to, well, let's get in and get a cheat going to skip up to that. We'll make sure it works without it, and then I'll download it real quick and make sure it works with it. It's not entirely Workshop Plus. For example, the freeze, in my experience, will only happen if your gun is holstered. If you have a gun out, and Pip-Boy won't do that. Interesting. All right, let's see here. We don't need this, don't need this, don't need that one. All right, let's go back to, I have a, oh, you know what? I made a save recently we can use for this. I think it was called like ready to skip. Yeah, here we go. This should be after, oh, you know what? No, that should work. I was gonna say I need to update the scripts, but the only scripts I changed were for Suburban Disturbance, and we're not messing with that right now, so we should be okay. Did I hear correctly? The battle mechanics will be in SS3. Yeah, they will be in Chapter 3. They're actually going to be in the 3.0 patch, so they actually won't require Chapter 3. But yeah, the battle mechanics are making a return. Because I think not enough people got to experience them because they were put into a mod that looked like it was only for evil players. And I think we have massively improved those mechanics for Chapter 2. Or I'm sorry, for SS2. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and get the cheat holotape going. We want to skip to where there's smoke. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to skip to the quest right before it, I think. Cancel, we don't care about that. Tools, cheats, quest skipping, skip ahead to specific main quest. I want to skip to the one right before it because if there's some sort of startup issue that I need to resolve, that's the actual problem with full dialogue interface. I want to be able to deal with it without having to go through this quest skip again. So we'll go ahead and run this. And despite being recovered from food, my throat is still kind of in shambles. Let's see, I think I was in the quest where you interfere with gunner communications. After walking up to Jake, ignore him, and shooting raiders, Jake walks upstairs and gives you random single word answers. Okay, well that's the quest we're messing with right now, so that's actually perfect if that turns out to be the one. Oh, Yagi says you don't have permission to download the file. That's weird. Let me check that real quick. Betas, let's check the permissions. It could be a matter of too many people downloaded it, because I think that's something Google does. Anyone with a link? Yeah, it's probably just like too many people grabbed it too quickly, so you might have to just wait 20 minutes or something to grab it. It's really irritating. I get why they do that. They don't want people just using them as a free file hosting for like, you know, millions of users, but why would the raider from the quest casting a line turn up in the middle of Starlight Drive-In settlement and just stand there? Interesting. Let's go check while we wait for this to do that. That is MQ04, I think. Yeah, casting a line. He's probably got some weird AI package that's supposed to... We often give AI a package we call walking off to the sunset, which is basically they're just supposed to leave in a general direction. And maybe the way we set that up is a random marker in Starlight for some reason. My assumption would be that as soon as at some point he gets disabled, but I'll have to dig in and check. So we've now got 3 quests to look into after this. John Emerson, one problem I have now is that in Workshop Plus settings don't save. I click fly during building to on, exit, go back to game, cannot fly, go back to work press, and it's set to off. Interesting. Is anybody else experiencing that? I mean, that sounds like, are you doing that in the holotape or in MCM? But I'm not going to be messing with Workshop Plus right now because that I can still patch. anytime, although you guys all know I don't, that's kind of become my like semi-abandoned mod. Not that I don't ever want to go back to it. It's just I have so much going on with SS2 that finding the time for Workshop Plus is hard. If you ever want to, Douglas, if you ever want to quickly remember the player's ID, it's just the number 14. So even easier than Piper's. You can teleport to yourself. Nick Carter, will Chapter 3 get a public beta on the forum before it officially releases? Probably not. Here's my thinking right now for Chapter 3. I'm probably going to let patrons in for a beta. And I'm probably going and probably starting at the highest tiers and working the way down. So like the earlier the betas will be the higher tier folks. And then I will probably privately contact all of you folks who on the forums are always helping me out with the public betas, folks who post replies and have information. Every time we do a patch, I'll probably DM you guys to get you into the alphas at some point. It's probably how I'll do it. I don't think we'll do a full-blown public beta, but it'll get a pretty good chunk of people because we have a good number of patrons and a lot of folks who like to help out on the forums that I can grab to help. So it'll be a much bigger set. Usually our beta testing team is like 8 people. So for these chapters, so it's a miracle we don't have worse bugs than we do. But the folks that we have right now as regular beta testers are pretty damn thorough. Usually me who's the problem. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so we got new blocks on the box. So we're going to save here. Save MQ10 started. And then we'll go ahead and cheat again just to get up right to that quest. There we go. Okay, and so we might actually run into your bugs, Steven, because I have not killed the raiders in this quest right now. So if, in theory, when we make our way, I'm gonna go to TGM, when we make our way into Concord, the raiders Jake should get pulled into that combat, and then in theory it should break his AI. So we might be able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. Assuming that I haven't already fixed this incidentally. Sometimes I'll make some random change and it'll happen to fix some of these bugs. All right, Lively says the Pip-Boy thing might have been to deal with HDD to texture streaming issue. Interesting. So that's kind of engine level, not really something I can do anything about. Arissa, I thought I was making walls of text. I just read an experiment post on Patreon. Get off of me. Oh yeah, the experiment post. That actually was the direct the result of that experiment I ended up doing, which was to meet up with a few patrons and have a long discussion with them. That actually led to several of our patches, like the heavy focus on disease mechanics, and there was another patch that I did as a direct response to some of those conversations. It was a very good exercise. I'll definitely do that again at some point. All right, so let's see. Okay, good. Jake's involved with it, so, and he just wrecked somebody. Oh no, he got wrecked. All right, he got flipped in the air. All right, we'll see if he goes back to his chair after we're done killing these guys. Well, he's walking back, so I think that bug might be fixed, Steven. Unless this is not the same quest you're thinking of. Because there's another quest where he's sitting in that chair, and he'll be talking. He's like sending a message out to his daughter. And if that's the quest, then that's a different quest. And that might have the exact bug you're talking about. All right, let's go ahead and start doing this. Let's make sure this works. Actually, I can save right here because I can try full dialogue interface from here. Save pre-radio sit MQ11.
Ready to try and get this radio working? Sounds good.
Marine Carmine, any chance you guys can add the Nuke World Raiders to the Conqueror mechanics in the future? It would be cool to use them with your mechanics instead for your raid mechanics. People will be able to add those. I actually, one of the patch parts for 2.3.2 is I believe I fixed Nuka World not working with some settlements too. So I know a lot of folks report you can't even do the Nuka World mechanics right now with SS2 installed, and I believe I have that fixed. So that's the first step. But the war mechanics are very open-ended, just like they were in Conqueror, but they're much easier to be modded. So in Conqueror, when people wanted to make a faction pack, it was like a big commitment, and we've broken it off for the SS2 implementation into much smaller bite-sized chunks, so that mod authors somebody could very easily make a plugin that makes the Nuka World Raiders usable as part of your faction in 3.0. Okay. Okay, cool. And it doesn't show the player subtitle. It skips it. That's what one of my concerns was. It goes right to it because I did the silent thing. Turn off. Turn off did nothing. Oh, there it goes. All right, leave.
Won't be long.
What was that? Okay, won't be long. All right, let's check what that was. There was some robo voice line that got spoken. All right, so we left MQ4 open because we want to look into what the Raider package does. Might need your guys' help to remember why I have all these quests open. All right, so we want to check here. When you do leave. All right, what does this say? Activate alias, activate speaker graph. Oh, that's just makes him stand up. I don't understand why the character said something. That was very strange. All right, let's try changing this to that silent thing. Maybe there was like a voice file that had that file name at some point, and I've got it installed locally. See if that prevents that from happening, because that was weird. And then let's see. Okay. All right. I guess we'll check and make sure I can sit down again, just because I've never actually done that before. Nope, that doesn't seem right. Okay, so there's definitely so there's a little bug. If you say leave and come back, it doesn't work. So we can go ahead and fix that. All right, so I assume it's some sort of activation monitor on that chair. Oops, I'm on the wrong quest again. MQ11. Let's see, radio chair alias. On sit. Okay. Player seated. Toggle radio. Game.start. Okay. So this is doing what it's supposed to, but it's not working. Or it's saying it's doing the right thing. Let's see. Found gunner signal is stage 100. Is that already running for some reason? Let's see. Set quest variable. SS2 Sarik MQ11. Let's see what stages are set. Okay, 100 is not set, so it should be running this code right here. The tune scene is starting, but this isn't happening. Okay, let's exit out. Let's try, I'm going to try something simple. Let's put this, we'll put this above here. Let's see if that's enough to get it working. Q11. Let's see, on get up. Let's go ahead and stop this scene as well. When the player stands up. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and render, compile this guy. The Starlight Drive-In Raider gets disabled for me via 50 cal. Yeah, I've never noticed him sticking around for long, but I'll check and see like how he's set up to disable. It might be one of those things where it's like on a timer or something. I actually have some better AI packages for making NPCs walk off to nowhere. Now we send them to, usually we send people to the cities like Diamond City or Good Neighbor, just because it's an easy place. We can disable them without the player having to watch a character disappear right before their eyes. Alright, so now we got 2 bugs we're trying to fix with this. We're trying to make sure the player can leave and return, and we want to make sure full dialogue works. So it seems like it works. My changes didn't break the existing setup, unless maybe they're the cause of this not being able to leave and return.
Hey there.
Hey, ready to try and get this radio working?
Sounds good.
All right. So I'm gonna head
Uh-huh.
whilst I'm doing that.
Sure, I can do that.
Great. Just sit back. Okay. Won't be long.
Okay, oops. Grab somebody's sensors. Excuse me. Alright, so we want to leave.
Won't be long.
Okay, it won't be long. What is... Oh, is that a Jake saying that line outside? I bet that's what that is. And it's just a robo voice. We need to get that missing audio. Let's see here. Scenes. Jake goes to Civic Access. Let's see, is that a... Okay, it won't be long. I'm not seeing that anywhere. Where is that coming from? I guess it's... Oh, maybe did I not override my kinggath edits file? That might be it. Kinggath edits. Nope, that's correctly copied over. Alright, so sometimes when I can't find a dialogue line, I just do this. We'll go export quest dialogue, and we can just look at the whole darn thing here. Alright, so give me a second. Tools/dialogue converter. I have a little online tool we use to make it easier to find dialogue. Let's see, date modified. And export this guy. All right, and then we go back to data folder, convert file. All right, let's launch this guy and see what is going on with that dialogue. Won't be long now, something like that. Won't. Okay, it won't be long. Here it is. So 48,109. So let's go in here. We got a drive.
Okay. Won't be long.
There we go. Let's download that. So we've got a missing audio file. So I'll just put that. I'm not going to deal with that right now because it takes forever to generate the lip file and all that. But it definitely was something coming from Jake. So let's put that. I'm going to put this in a little notepad over here. Need to create fuse file for. Actually, let's check. Oh, I bet it in the thing it's still a robo voice file. Currently a Jake Robo Voice file. Okay, got that on my list to take care of tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to this thing. Can we get back and restart this scene? No, so my controls get locked out. It starts the scene correctly, but it's not pointing my camera. It's weird that it does it the first time. It won't do it in additional times after that. I can't even look at anything, which maybe that's normal in chairs. I can't remember. Let's see, there's another chair we can test real quick. I don't think there's any chairs up here. Oh, we gotta kill that radio down there. Just like I killed that mannequin. Go away. We are 100% getting a copyright hit for that. Alright, let's try over here. I could have sworn when you're sitting in a chair, you can look around. Oh, there's Edmund. Let's see here. Yeah, you can look around. So for there's something funky about this chair. Look at Mamala. Just hanging out up on the air ducts. Very cool. Okay, well, let's see here. Oh, look at that. Did you see that? It just centered my camera. I definitely did not do that. Okay, what is going on here? Something funky. And this is certainly something that's broken for folks. Alright. Not radio marker. We need our chair marker. Okay, let's see here. Radio, chair furniture. Okay. I wonder if it's because of the type of animation it's doing, because I think we want the player to be using the animation where they're actually clicking the thing. And that is probably locking them into a particular view. Let's see, on sit. It's very strange. This is very odd that it works the first time and then not after that. All right, let's look into this particular marker though and see if we can figure it out. Come on, CK, you got this. All right, let's catch up and chat while we wait for that. Let's see. My last playthrough, he stayed at the junkyard where the sentry bot is. You're talking about the raider from Casting a Line? With respect to onboarding new players, emphasizing cleanliness earlier and more emphatically could help save me some headaches. So we actually, like, the cleanliness doesn't even become available right away. So it's not worth mentioning until after you get the plot type. Well, it's not, because the players would have nothing to do about it. But in 2.3.2, we dramatically reduced the one of the big changes is the diseases basically are like a mild nuisance that you can completely ignore until you get hospitals, which are what actually deal with them well. And by the time you have hospital unlocked, you'll basically be right next to getting sanitation unlocked. So so I think we've got the disease problem solved there. And then the disease system gets more fully solved with 3.0 because we actually have a new mechanic coming regarding it. Excuse me. Okay, so that is a static version. We don't care about that. This is our guy right here. All right, edit base. Let's see if there's something funky on this chair that's making it work the first time and not additional times. All right, furniture can't wait. Furniture forced third person. Okay, that I don't like. Let's get rid of this forced for third person, I think. I want delete. All right, let's see if that will work. All right, let's save. Save this. And I want to relaunch MQ04 before I forget that we need to look at that. Okay, let's pop back in and see if the third person thing fixes it.
Hey there.
Hey, ready to try and get this radio working?
Sounds good.
All right. I've patched in the parts we need, but I think we're gonna need more, so I'm gonna head whilst I'm doing.
Sure, I can do that.
Great. Then just sit back. Okay, won't be long.
Okay, operate the radio. Yeah, I cannot move my can't move my cursor when I'm sitting there, which probably has to do with the animation. But all I really care is that I can get back into it. Okay, now I can move. Okay, cool. Now I can move my camera. So the force third person fixed that problem. So now we just need to restore the camera look. So let's move that script I had was probably correct. Oops, not www, QQQ. I don't know why QQQ is what shuts it down, but it is. All right, let's go here. Let's put this back after the scene start. MQ11, so one bug down. One that wasn't even really reported, because I bet very few of you ever try and leave midway through. But we'll go ahead and put that on the fixes. So fixed a bug during the quest where there's smoke, where if you exited the chair before completing the tuning, you could not continue the quest. Okay. Let's recompile this guy. Add that script back in. One of the reasons I have to go through all this trouble of like loading up Archive 2 and loading the scripts is because my test directory, I don't keep any loose scripts in there, because that inevitably leads to me thinking I fixed a bug and then I actually didn't. Or I'll bang my head against the wall over and over again trying to figure out why a fix isn't working. And it's because usually I failed to put something in the archive, or I failed to put a file in my test directory. So this has just been a workflow thing for me. Steven Johnson, nope, it was this quest with him standing at Jake's tension before the random raider spawn engaged. Gotcha. Okay, so that I could fix that too. And we could actually spawn a raider to test. So what I need to do here, so I'm assuming you got this scene going, and then it broke after that. Actually, no, this is the wrong one. MQ11 is what we need. MQ11. So I think what you probably ran into is sometimes we have these scenes running where they're just like standing there doing this thing on loop. And let's see here. Let's see, we've got hey, good timing. This is set up as a greeting though. Let's see here. Player skipped the new plots equals 0. Both greetings have not merged. Okay. So this entry point, there's not a player entry. Yeah, I think I'd have to see. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to trigger it. Do you remember, Steven, if you happened, did you do the new plots demonstration? Did you use the cheat tape? There's like so many entryways into this quest that this is actually going to be a big pain to sort out. So I need some more info. Okay, actually, so all I need to check there is, does the camera point? But that's not a deal breaker. If it doesn't, people would figure out I should look down at the radio. So let's go grab full dialogue interface. So I need to go to Nexus. And actually, I say before I get hit with some lewd mod on there, I should probably close that out and do it on a different monitor. All right, let's go to search here. And we need full dialogue. Is this full dialogue interface even one people use anymore? Does everybody switch over to XDI now? Let's see. There's so many versions because all the translations. Oh, so now they've updated it to have all the translations baked in. Interesting. All right, let's see here. All languages. Oh man, this is. Can I do this manual? This has got quite the crazy installer. All right, let's see here. Mod files. Oy. Default. We'll just go with default. All right, let's stick this into our interface folder. I think that's all we need to do. Okay, let's try that. I think that's all it is. Okay, we need to do a. I gotta keep forgetting to do that. All right, let's do save. There we go.
Hey.
Hey, ready to try and get this radio working?
Okay, so here's this. Sounds good.
All right. I've patched in the parts we need, but I think we're gonna need more power for this. So I'm gonna head down to Plutonium Well, boost its output a little. Whilst I'm doing that, it'd be really helpful if you could try tuning in the hub for me.
Sure, I can do that.
Great. Just sit yourself down at the vault hub. Keep turning the frequency knob until you get a clear signal. Then just sit back and wait for my return. Okay, won't be long.
All right, let's see if this works now. Okay, so I think it just is blank or it doesn't work. Let's see if this works. I have no idea what happened for full dialogue. People just say they can't do the quest, so. So I think it's working. Has anybody done this with full dialogue interface? Do you guys know what normally would happen?
I hear you.
What the?
Looks like it's working to me.
This? How'd you get on this frequency? You're disrupting gunner communication.
Okay, XDI is the one that needs help with this. All right, let's go try XDI. All right, so let's go over here. Close this. XDI. Or is it actually called extended dialogue? Yep, extended dialog interface. All right. Files, manual download. Okay, we don't need that. Let's see here. Okay, so his is actually an F4C plugin, so we can go ahead and delete those guys. Grab this. Put it in the data folder. And then that means we're going to need to load the ESM here. So date modified xdis.esm, and we'll go add that into our load order. Okay, let's see what happens with XDI. Okay, so the issue is XDI. I thought it was full dialogue. I got the two mixed up a lot. So I have not used either of them. I see a lot of people asking about CPD. So somebody else mentioned that on our Discord. I don't know why the last quest isn't starting for some of you guys. I have no idea. Because it's basically there's a timer that runs, and then Shandy gets sent out as a courier a second time. And I think that's where everyone's getting
Why
stuck.
is that so important?
Real-time communication.
Right.
Oh,
Why is that so
no.
Real-time.
Sounds good.
All right. So I'm gonna head down to whilst I'm doing.
Oh, there we go.
Sure, I can do it.
Great. Just sit back and okay. Won't be long.
Okay, here we go. Oh, interesting. It gets rid of the leave option. That's just not there. Oh, I bet this is how... This must be how XDI allows for less options. Is it just gets rid... It's just... Interesting. I also am seeing the player's not using the animation right now. I'll have to look into why that is. Okay, well this works with XDI, but XDI must use like blank entries to mean don't display anything. So that makes sense. Okay, so I can update that to say XDI instead of FDI. So let's go back to our patch notes. Mod extended. There we go. Okay, that one is solved. Okay. All right, so let's go to some of these other bugs. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna look at chapter 2. We had a Brannigan issue. I need to scroll back up to remember what it was, and a hunt for Boris issue. So I think the hunt one has to do with sequencing. If you if you do things in the wrong order, that things get stuck. So let's check out that. Let's go to my bet. I think I know exactly what it is. It's going to be something like we have a stage trigger on grabbing the Boris note, and it causes another stage to get skipped. Okay, oh, here's our problem. We've got this devil script. These default scripts that Bethesda did have like a fundamental flaw in them. So we need to get rid of those. Okay. All right, so I've got some replacements for a lot of these that don't have the flaw. I don't even remember what the flaw is, but it basically makes it so that I think the flaw is they use a command called get stage in them, and that is only reliable if your quest is linear, and if you have things that can happen out of order, then these default scripts actually can fail to set stages. So like if, for example, if at some point a like stage 100 can get set, then like your earlier stage will never be true, something like that. I remember I've dug into this and found that all of the scripts that start with default that Bethesda provides, they all have this problem. They're not super reliable to use with quest stages. Folks who were talking about issues with CPD, if you could go into details about some of the issues you're having. The only one I'm aware of that I haven't been able to replicate because I haven't tried, but that I was told by someone I trust recently that has it, is that the Act 3 never starts, and Act 3 is where Shandy tells you to go meet up with all the police because they've cornered somebody from it's where you go to the Pete and Patty scene. So if you never get Shandy to send you there, that's like kind of I guess it's a known issue now that needs to be resolved. Stage to set 46. Okay, remove you. And this is stage to set 50 for a on read. All right. Let's see if I have a replacement for that. Set stage on read. Oh, that's an object reference though. We can't use that. All right, I need to delete you. I might have to make one real quick for alias. Yeah, okay. So we were gonna go to our script manager here. We'll go ahead and just make ourselves a new copy for the alias. All right, so let's do on read. And we'll change this guy to, we'll save a copy here. Put in our aliases. And we'll follow the pattern we did on some of these other ones. All right, and then we're going to do this a little bit differently. We'll get rid of this, and we'll do we'll do quest to set equals get owning quest. And now we should be able to just use this as is. All right. Refresh this guy. Oops, get owning quest. What do you mean get owning quest is not a thing? Oh, extends reference alias. That's fine. All right, try that again. All right, pop you on here and I'm double check. I think that was 50 or just double check. Stage to set 50. Yep. There we go. Remove you. All right, and let's go check when these objectives are being set. Let's see, found note. Okay. Objective completed 30, objective displayed 35. Okay, this all looks correct. But we'll have to go run the quest to make sure. And you guys have to describe, can anybody who has had the problem with Boris, could you describe to me what I need to do to trigger it, just so I can make sure I'm testing correctly? All right, and then the issue with Brannigan, I can't remember. Oscar, I think you were the one who had this. Can you describe the Brannigan issue again? Will Thompson, where did you get your knowledge of modding and computer programming? I've just been tinkering since I was a teenager. I've always... my parents weren't into computers, and I was fascinated by them because I loved video games with all my heart, and then I wanted to start making them. I also have been kind of an artist my whole life. Like ever since I was like 5 years old, I always used to like to do creative stuff. So I just kind of got sucked into it. The computers were just a natural thing for me. So just doing it that long, I learned it over time. always wanted to fiddle with games, and I didn't have any money growing up, so I needed to stretch the life of all my video games, so I spent a lot of time doing modding and level editing and stuff. Johnny Metals Bravo, happy new Act 3 of Bug CV Disc Quest, known issue. So it's a known issue, but not a repeatable one necessarily. So I need to know why it's happening, because there's no obvious reason for it to happen. And so if I go into Act 3 here, or I guess it would be in Act 2. If we look at because I think Act 2 is what starts Act 3. Yeah, Act 3 timer. So let's see, Act 3 timer gets set when? Dialogue post Act 2 tasks complete. Okay, so there's some sort of dialogue in here. Let's see. All right, so we need to find some dialogue in here that's setting stage 3. So unfortunately, the CPD dialogue tree is a bit of a wreck, because the person who implemented it originally had most of their modding experience from Fallout 3 and New Vegas, which have a much different dialogue system, and so this ended up being very tough to cipher through. We've been slowly pulling it apart, trying to get it more in the style of Fallout 4, but it's a big task. Let's see here. Post Act 2 tasks complete. So what is setting stage 3? Let's do set stage 3 and see if it happens to be within this. Yes, it is. Okay, so quest complete. That sets stage 3. Okay, so it's 400. So let's see if that's getting set somewhere. Set stage 400. Yes, that gets set by the judge quest being complete and 290 being complete. What is 290? Put some notes over on 195 and 290. Otherwise, it gets set by raid completed. Oh, gotcha. So it's either each of them are checking for the other one. So we're looking for 195 done and 290 completed. Move to new HQ. Okay, so I guess the question is, have you guys completed, those of you guys who are having this problem, just to confirm, you've completed the judge quest and you've completed the initial raid on BADTFL, correct? So it looks like both of those are required to trigger this. And so 195 or 290 can finish it. So let's go here. So let's see, HQ raid. Let's see if this is the one setting that. Act 2, set stage 290. Happens when the quest is complete. All right, let's read through some of your guys' chat here and see if we can figure out. Quester WI, thank you for the donation. Glad you're feeling better. Can't wait for chapter 3. Me too. Still a ways to go, but for now we're just going to knock out some bugs in the current code. Let's see. See, Lively says, just go find Boris, kill him. You get the prompt to search his body. Do so, then the stage never progresses. Okay, cool. Snipe Boris before quest tells you to attack. Okay, cool. That'll be easy to test. We might stop and do that in a moment if I can't figure this out quickly. Brannigan's Brahmin breeding quest problem is that when you go to the robot dumping ground, the feeding box, the raider before the dumping grounds With a note, the quest marker, never leave. Got it. So something to do with an objective. Okay. I had to, there's some missing words there in that, but, something with the body of the dead rider. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. My washing machine just finished, or my dryer. I'm not sure which. Let's see here. Okay. So it could be an issue. I wonder if, I'm trying to wonder now if maybe there's a problem with maybe once the HQ happens, maybe the judge can't happen, and that's why people are running into problems, or people just don't think to go do the judge quest. Because like this is one of those things where this is one of those things I would love to fix in CPD. It's just going to be, again, I got to sort through how this all functions because it's really complicated. I think there should be more prompts for you to go talk to these guys so that it's clearer that there's more stuff for them to do or for you to do for them. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the path that leads to the judge quest. Okay, judge intro. Make sure there's, sometimes we've got like excess conditions on these that I might need to nuke. Okay, let's see. Where is this coming from? Task 01, Judge 01. Where is that? Let's see, looking for work. And this is jumping to Talk 03, Tasks 02. Yeah, see, like ciphering through this is such a disaster. I don't like. I just lose. I need to like it's so difficult to map through this spaghetti that I just makes me want to just redo it all because I just run out of energy to dig through into this. Because I'm like losing my focus. I can't even follow where all this is going. So I kind of need to like re-diagram it all out, and then at that point, if I'm re-diagramming it all, I could basically redo it in that same amount of time. So. This is just, hopefully it's just a matter of, let's see, get stage act 2 400 and others, and they were 100. Do you have, do you guys have not only 400 done, but 195 done? Those are the two that it's looking for. Or I'm sorry, we're looking for, yeah, 400, because 290 and 195 together triggers 400. So you're saying you do have 400 started. So that's good. That saves me having to go through that dialogue noodle storm. So then let's see here. So stage 400, let's go down to that. Stage 400 will set stage 3, and stage 3 starts a 48-hour timer. And then the timer will launch set stage 10, which is what we need. So potential issues would be, is there anything stopping this quest? Because that could cause a problem. No, this quest is not being stopped. Should keep running. We could check and make sure that there's no missing properties here. Let's see, Act 3 quest is set up correctly. Yeah, I don't see anything that could prevent Act 3 from starting here if stage 400 is set for you guys. Let's see. It could be, I guess it could be if one of these aliases is failing to fill, but we could check that if you run this command. If you run this command here, I'll put it in chat. Set stage 10. If you're able to run that and the quest starts correctly, then the issue is not aliases. It's something else. But okay, we've got, well, let's go test the Boris thing. So I've got, because fortunately Boris is the first quest Caleb offers you, so it should be easy to trigger that with quest skipping. So let's pop in and look at that, and then we'll go ahead and update the scripts too, because I can't remember if I did anything. Let's get rid of XDI before I forget. All right, XDI, go away. What other files did it install? Probably an XDI folder in here. Yep. mcm config xdi f4se xdi.dll. Okay. And this is why you guys use mod managers and don't try and do this manually like I'm doing, because it's such a pain to uninstall mods. Okay, there we go. All right, let's pop back in. Let's go get the hunt for Boris started. Okay, so I guess this Caleb might actually be here at MQ11. I don't remember what quest he shows up at. After you run that console command, run the same thing, but instead of set stage, run SQV and delete the 10. So it'll be SQV and then the full quest ID. If you run that and it says it's running, then you're in good shape. And then I don't know when. I think then the next time you teleport after that, if it's running, then that's Shandy should show up behind you and talk to you. All right, let's see if Caleb's over here. Nope, not yet. So we need to skip a few more quests here. So let's do that. Actually, I wonder if... do I need to talk to Edmund to get this to trigger? Possibly. Let's go talk to Edmund real quick. Can't remember what triggers Caleb to show up.
And so the Blessed Fathers, the Holy Lords. Now, what would he say? Oh, my name is.
Very open position there. Ready to speak clearly.
What'd you say? Yes, I am.
There we go. Facing the person you're talking to. Why that's not the default in the game, I have no idea.
Tell me about yourself.
Oh, my back.
Yep. Skip.
I'll keep an eye out.
Please do. It will be. When the weight and with it's just it's.
Thanks. I always appreciate.
And I own you and if there and.
Okay, let's see. Who do we got up here? We've got just Dylan so far. Okay, so I think we need to skip some more quests. We'll go to 13, I guess. There he is. All right, let's get this thing rolling.
Howdy.
Hey.
You must be that Volter everyone's been jamming about. The name's Caleb Saunders. I'm working on a case at the moment, and I could use a heavy hitter like you.
I love this voice actor. He crushed this character.
See you around. Remind me to take that up with Jake.
What? Oh, some of the miscellaneous dialogue when it fires at the weird at odd times. All right, let's do. I think it's gonna pass a couple of hours. Yep, there we go.
have here. Hopefully something we can use this time. Huh. This is good timing. Not exactly what I had in mind to show you, but it'll do. You might be wondering about the dead body here decorating the floor. This poor slob. He, his death was the man it's taken me. Question is,
If it means protecting innocent people.
wonderful. Give me a few.
Okay, let's see here. Wait, do we not have an objective for this? Alright, pastime 3. There we go, hunt for Boris. Okay.
Right. Good that you're here. Apparently, I can't go near the relative strength, so you still up for this?
Absolutely. I'm in.
Okay, here are the details.
Okay. That is this is a quest, or his quest I think I might redesign at some point to just get rid of all the awkward, like, couple-hour delays. Like, I know it was designed to, because it is natural, it's what he's doing, he's going off and doing that stuff, but I think even with the dialogue we have, we could get rid of those, because it's just kind of frustrating to have to wait, or if you, like, assume that you're gonna have to come back in a day, and as soon as you leave town, like, the next trigger happens, is kind of silly. Let's see here. Boris is out here. Okay. Let's TGM this. And then we're going to do set global time multiplier 2 so we can run super fast. This is the SGTM is a really funny way to play if you've got the system that can handle it, because it speeds up everything. So, like, it increases the speed of sounds and when you hear voices and stuff, but it basically allows you to have the game run at double frame rate effectively. Like, it's doing everything much faster, so time passes faster, like movement happens faster, attack, everything happens faster. The whole game is just running at a faster time scale. Can be useful for stuff like this. Okay, so you said best way to test this would be to snipe him from down low. All right, let's put this back to 1. We'll save Boris test. Let's see, help. Hunting for weapon. I need a hunting rifle. It's not going to have a scope or anything, but still going to be better than the 10mm I probably got right now. There he is. That's going to take a while. All right, let's do... Well, first I need some ammo. What does this thing use before I upgrade it? So used to be 308, that's right. Help 308 for ammo. Where to add item 1F66B100. I'll load you up. Where'd you go, Boris? All right, let's just fly up in the air here. Oops.
We're hot.
Oh, but I'm guessing I needed to do it before I got that objective for the issue to show up. All right, let's see if what happens here. Oh, and he's got a perfect sniper rifle. It'd be great for okay, did that. I don't think that triggered the objective. Okay, so let's do let's exit out here. I'm gonna need to give myself a better weapon for this mission, but I also think I've got a flaw in my new script here. Or maybe I forgot to include it in here. Let's see. Go back to main. Oh, I wonder if I loaded up the archive and then I never actually added the scripts. That would not surprise me. Yep, I totally forgot to add the new script. Okay. There it is. All right, what's a weapon I can add to myself that I can kill him that I can do from console? Are there any legendary weapons you guys can think of I can just plop right into my inventory? Gauze rifle, there you go. Missile launcher. I don't know if missile launcher is going to be strong enough. I guess it doesn't matter. Does that quest update as soon as you get into combat? Like, do I need to one-shot him? Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll just use console to kill him. I don't think the game will care how I kill him. We'll see what happens. All right, so we can find this bugger here. There he is, got him. All right, so we'll go call function, kill essential, and then we'll select nothing, TCL to get up there. Okay, well, it detected he died, so it shouldn't matter whether he was sniped or not. Oh, I caught him mid ragdoll there. All right, Boris's note. Looting it, updated that. Let's see. Read. That also updated an objective. We'll turn. Okay, now what most important though is can we actually turn this thing in? So let's go all the way out of here. Okay, so the objective doesn't update. It's still staying on Boris. All right, let's fix that. So let's see. Boris, that's going to be hunt. Find Boris is objective 10. Okay, here we go. So Boris is dead. All right, we'll go ahead and just complete these, even if it does it multiple times, just to make sure. We'll do that for these as well. We'll just go ahead and complete all those objectives just to make sure they're not still showing. And then, let's see, going back to objectives, read the note, return to Caleb. Okay, so that's just a little objective issue, no problem. Let's make sure we can actually turn this in though. Oh, there goes more music. Stop, stop, stop. Enough.
How'd it go? He's still breathing.
Completed, killed Boris. Did we get quest completion? Ta-da! Okay, cool. So it looks like it was mostly, like the last remaining issue there was just that the objective wasn't updating, but that doesn't prevent that from completing. But this, as soon as you loot the note, this will just force any of those objectives that got skipped. So that we can mark complete. So go in here, we'll go ahead and compile this again. Add that to our notes. Fixed a bug during the quest, the hunt for Boris, where if you did thing, or I gotta remember to, I gotta stop using you. Try to write all this in third person instead of the second person. If the player exited, the player killed Boris before receiving the objective to do so, the quest would become stuck. All right. Okay, there we go. Another one down. All right, so then there was the, let's make sure that, yep, that succeeded. Awesome. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right, so then the other one was Bran again. There was just a minor objective issue. Let me scroll back up and find it one more time so I don't have to make you guys type it again. Got it. Okay, so this looks like it's a similar issue to the other one. Probably another alias using the default where it can't clear some of the objectives. So it was... Now, it's been so long since I've played this quest, so... All right, we'll risk going to objectives. Hope it doesn't crash. Let's say, bring the exercise, clear the area near the feed trough, search the raider. So there's an objective on the trough, and then there's one on the raider. Go back to aliases. But yeah, the CPD one, for those of you guys who are having that, I definitely want to fix that. That's no good, because that's like a pretty good quest line. Like, it's pretty meaty. So having people get, I know it's not important to continue the, like, you don't have to do it to beat the main quest, but it feels like a substantial part of it. So, all right, let's see if this has got that default alias, and we can just swap that over to our SS2 version of the script. That might be the cause, but I'm guessing it's something similar to what we just fixed, which will be that if you skip stages, that it the quest breaks down, and so we just need to put in a catch for that. Yep, default alias. There we go. Let's get that out of here. I really should just search for everywhere that's used and just swap them all out, because that is like a bane. I might do that actually, because it might solve some other bugs that people haven't even run into or rarely run into, and so we don't get them fixed. Let's see. All right, let's see what stage is getting set here. 100. Remove you. Okay. All right, let's see what stage 100 is doing. So I'm guessing the reason he had it set up the way he did was to avoid a case where if the player pickpocketed this raider, they could actually skip through the quest, which would be not ideal. Let's see here. How do we solve for that? So I guess I need to add some extra checks to make sure that he's dead. Let's see, do we even have that happening here? Come on, up we go. All right, oh, got another default alias. Let's get that out of here. on death. Set stage on death. There we go. And we'll get this guy to 90. There we go. Okay, so we've got a stage 90 we can monitor for. Oops. So we basically need to go in here and make sure that 90 and 100 are being done. All right, so we need to do something like if get stage done, I stage, oh, I think I got it copied in my, yep, there we go, trough clear. We do all this stuff. Else, what would we do here? Okay, so then on this one we do if get stage done, I stage return trough, because this is going to be triggered. So this is like poorly named. We should actually, let's rename this. Replace I stage note looted. So this is a just a difference in approach. Like, so what this is, the person who implemented this is setting it up to be this naming the stages off of what's supposed to happen next, and I just do it a little bit differently just to help me logic through this. I like to name the stages based on what causes them to trigger. So I'm just going to change that just so I can follow along better. So the stage, the note was looted, and then we just repeat all of this stuff. So then the question here is, then are these the return extras, note looted and return bags? Okay, then that's testing for those. So then return bags probably also has to be testing for those. Okay, yeah, so we have the same block of code 3 times, which is not good, so we should change that to a function. So we'll do, actually, I don't want to risk breaking this any more than I've just done. Okay, so basically all I've really done here is I've made sure that the trough clear and the note looted are tied together so that both have to be done for it to do anything. So trough clear, we do objective display 30. What is objective 30? Is search the raider. Okay. So we only need to do this if note looted is not done. Else subject display 30. And then let's see, return extras, set objective displayed 40. And 40 is probably, I'm going to crash here eventually. Going to the objective screen is so sketchy. It just crashes all the time. Tell Brannigan the trough is clear, so we can't do that until, which that we're already doing. So we need this to be here, here, here. Okay. Okay, so this is completing it here. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. All right, let's go ahead and save this. And we'll do now. Unfortunately, Brannigan's. I wonder if I should be able to just force start it. I'll say I don't want to do both of Brannigan's quests. So we'll go ahead and go Brannigan 1. And we'll go ahead and save this. Copy both of these just in case. And let's grab our scripts again. Well, let's see. 2 questions. If Bethesda asked for permission to use your character, reference your characters in FO5, would you let them? Will Chapter 3 finally let me have Jake as a companion? I mean, Jake as a companion would be awesome. I don't know if we'll be able to do it just because of the amount of effort it takes to do a companion proper, and we would not want to half-ass it. So that's I'd say put that up as a we would like that too, but I can't guarantee it. And then as for the Bethesda-esque, yeah, absolutely, it'd be awesome to have some of our stuff made canon. It won't happen, but it would be cool. All right, so I think, is this the last bug we were going to address? We were going to look at, oh no, MQ04 still. We had something with this. You guys said, you guys said the guy is wandering off into there. Oh, and also with where there's smoke, I want to look into the issue with the player using scopes and stuff. I need to see if I can figure out what vanilla scopes cause it. Does anybody happen to know, has anybody run into the where there's smoke issue where you don't get dialogue options when Aiden shows up and you're playing and you're pointing your gun? I know see-through scopes triggers it if you've got one of those, but there's also, I've been told there are vanilla items that can trigger it. Would be interested to know if it's just anything with a scope. All right, we'll leave the Boris test save just in case. Okay, we're about to test Brannigan. So I guess we can do this one and just teleport back to Concord, and he should be there by then because Brannigan's the first one that shows up. Johnny Mentats Bravo tried set stage Act 310, but it's not progressed. Getting Act 3 is still 0. That would tell me, is the quest running? Like if you do SQV and then the quest name, does it say if it's run? It'll say at the bottom that it's running or not. If the quest isn't running, that would tell me there's an alias problem, and then that could just be a mod conflict, and we should be able to resolve that because we can just set some of our whatever aliases we're using. Sometimes we use like random vanilla items as markers in our quests, and if a mod like heavily edited those items we're using as markers, it can make it so that our quests won't start. I've had that happen a lot over the months, and we've slowly worked them all out. Okay, let's go find Brannigan. Should be over here. SQV, like show quest variables is what it stands for.
Conversation with folk passing by. You might have a sign, do not engage the Bobby. Hey there, stranger. Excuse me, you there. Might I trouble you for a moment?
Whoa, what's going on with his shirt?
Of course. What's up?
Now, I hate to ask a stranger.
Oh man, I gotta take a screenshot of that. Beebs, if you're watching, Brannigan's outfit's broken again. He's got some sort of neckerchief on.
Come up for but the death of my hard work. Right now, there's other things to worry about. Unfortunate to say, but most of my people didn't make it down the road. Bobby over here is the only one besides myself yet unmaimed by the Commonwealth. No, at least.
Don't worry, I can help.
Well, I think. Look, you'll probably.
All right. I'll find them.
I can't.
All right, well, let's go ahead and see if we can just force this to complete. All right, we'll do set stage 220. I'm going to check the script and make sure that this is what starts the timer for the next one. Brannigan Home stage 5, complete quest, to do show credits. Okay, Brannigan Home set stage 5. Okay, that's right. We had this. This was an experiment. This was the first. I think this was the first quest that SAG ever did. Getting these rigged up. So we had this mini controller quest here. All right. Okay, we got the timers for his things to appear. Running in 01. When does that start? That starts on Brahmin timer 01. Okay, so we need to go set stage. I think it was 100, but let's go double check again. Nope, 220. I'm totally wrong. All right, we'll do 220. And then we will do, I think this just starts the quest, so we should be able to just start it. So we'll just go ahead and grab that, start it right up. All right, I'll go save Brannigan, quest 02 test.
Well, hey there again, stranger. Good to see you stopping by to see little old me. As you can see, I've managed to clean the place up a bit. Now that you're here, I'd like to put forth a genuine once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be an official associate of the up-and-coming Conquered Brahmin Caravan.
A caravan? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about expansion, friend. Picture this. A never-ending roadway stretching across this late great America. A mercantile trail of business bringing in caps by the hundreds. No, thousands.
Nope, I got sucked into listening to him there. He was so persuasive. I forgot what we were doing for a second. I was sitting there reading chat.
I'll get on it.
Wonderful.
Okay. All right, clear the area near the feed trough. Okay, so now I need another update, guys. What can I do to trigger a potential break that we're hoping won't happen? Do I need to just, like in my head, it would be just pickpocketing him? But what else have you guys done? What have you, Oscar? What, you were the one who posted this. What else have you done to trigger this? Also, where is that? Oh, I haven't tracked it. That's why I can't find it. All right, let's go to. Let's make sure I have TGM on before I teleport over and get my butt kicked somewhere. We'll go to Satellite Station Olivia. Yeah, Johnny, if you're having the quests, if it says enabled no, state stopped, yeah, that means there's probably an alias problem preventing the quest from starting. So I can check into that and find out what vanilla items we are relying on that might be being conflicted with. Okay, so you're not doing anything out of the ordinary. So if I just come over here and completed clear the area. Oh, he gets in a fight with the robot. Oops. That's actually I'm gonna just leave that. That's a good bug. Or is he getting a fight with the? What's he getting a fight with? I don't care. I'm gonna leave it. I think it's funny that you just hear him die. Okay, well that seemed to work. Okay, well it seems like it's working. All right, let's do a note for that. What is this quest called? I'm gonna copy paste that. That's a lot of bees. Quest data. All right, we're gonna do fixed a bug during the quest that where it's something with the objective was the issue, right? The objective would get stuck. He fights mole rats at places mole rats nest. Okay, that's fine. What is the name of that location? Robotics something or another. Robotics Let's see here. Is it disposal ground? Robotics disposal. Yes, disposal ground. Okay. Disposal. Note from the raider near the robotics disposal ground. There we go. Oops. Let's spell raider correctly. Raider. All right, another bug down. Okay, let's close this. Let's go to here and look at MQ04. We wanted to look at what the heck does. So I'm assuming, guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, with the issue with the raider here when he wanders off, it's after you have the peaceful ending that he's going somewhere odd. All right, raider leader. What packages does he have? I have had time to check the Discord list. Do you have a recommended mod list for testers? For testing, like the SS2 beta and stuff, it would be, you'd want to do bare minimum. So like Workshop Framework, SS2, Chapter 2, Extended, and then, you know, any F4SC plugins you need, and that would be about it. That's the ideal situation. Some folks like to use, when they're testing, unofficial Fallout 4 patch, and I'm okay with that as well. And I can still use, like, if you learn something and I can't emulate it, I always have the unofficial patch ready to go, so it's easy for me to pop that in and test. But the minimal mods, because that way, if they're, I'm like not looking to fix conflicts necessarily. Like I'm okay, you know, I'm okay if I can make a change to the mod to address them, but I'm not looking to get into making patch mods. So I need to see the issue solely from the standpoint of SS2. So that means eliminating as many other variables as possible. Okay, let's see. What is he doing? Take hostage package. Oh, I bet I have given them all. Let's see. I bet I have something that's like make raiders walk away. Yeah, here we go. Cody Fleming, will there be a second battle of Quincy in Chapter 3? I can't speak to that. I can only say that in general, you can have a battle anywhere you like in Chapter 3. I'll just say that. Because you will have some extreme open-ended combat mechanics available to you. Link MQ10 travel, Raiders leave marker. Okay, where is the Raiders leave marker? Oh, are we dynamically filling it? That could be interesting. Raiders leave location. Yeah, it looks like we might be like fetching a location at random and sending them off, which was an interesting approach. I don't know why. You know why I probably did that is because when we originally set this up, the whole quest was dynamic. So the location, we needed to make sure it had a dynamic location, and I just never updated this. This can go to a particular location now. We can actually just set this to be like in a particular city or something. So then the question is, when do they get disabled? Counter ended peacefully. That is where I'll guess. Let's see. Ended peacefully. Add collection. Evaluate all. Register for player teleport. All right. So we need to look for what happens on player teleport. Stage stop quest. Cleanup. Raider. Okay, so we have it rigged up already where it's trying to disable all the raiders on cleanup. And that doesn't appear to be working. So I think what I need to do is add more stuff here. So we'll do raider leader alias dot try to disable And then we'll also do, let's see, is there a try to disable on ref collection? I think there is, but let's try that, check that real quick. Ref collection alias. Do we have a disable? We have a kill all. Okay, so we'll just have to iterate through just to make sure. The raider enable parent should do it, but just to be certain, we'll do I equals 0 while I is less than raider. We'll do, what do we do? Was it make leave? What was that called? Make raiders leave collection dot get count. I guess I can make this a little more efficient. We'll do int I count equals this. There we go. I dot disable false. All right, there we go. So we'll add cleanup. We'll make it, just make sure it deletes or disables everybody, even if it's their corpses. That's fine, because this will only happen after the player teleports. So it looks like what I'm guessing is happening is the raider leader. We had assumed he was attached to this enable parent, and he probably isn't. So that should take care of that, and we can leave the dynamic wander off location just to prevent. I want to do minimal edits to the main quest because we're not going to have a lot of time left to test this between now and patch day, since I want to release this on Friday. Okay, so let's do okay there. All right, so we're going to go in. I guess we can go test this one. So we'll go kinggath edits, grab my scripts, and we will go and skip ahead to that real quick. I'll have to spam my charisma so we can make sure it ends peacefully, because the last 2 times I've played through this, I've had to murder these guys. So I think that leaves us with CPD as the known issue we've been discussing tonight, other than the Brannigan outfit. I should actually go put that in. Let's see, new issue. Brannigan outfit problem. Weird. I'm trying to think of how to spell camouflage. Camouflage. That's not right. Is it an A? Camouflage neckerchief. That's like makes me think of Fred. Weird camouflage neckerchief on outfit that is clipping, or I guess it's appears to have incorrect bone connections, because it's like moving with his chin. It's very odd. So let's insert that screenshot. Should be over here. Oh, wow, I've got a lot of screenshots saved over the years here. Man, my window is so small. All right, let's try that again. Screenshot 127. Here we go. And we'll do outfit issue. And we will assign this to Beebs. Oops, not Burb. Beebs. There we go. Ta-da! Got it. Okay. That will hopefully get taken care of. All right, let's get back into our... Okay, so I want to go check in to chapter 2 for the CPD. So our assumption right now is that Act 3 for some people is failing to start, possibly because of aliases. I don't think that's everybody, because I remember we were looking into it for Pra today, and he said just running the console command starting it worked. So I think there's still another issue, but let's look for vanilla items here that are not optional. So these are all SS2 items, so those are fine. So it could be these guys right here. So these are all vanilla spawns. So we're going to change these 3 to optional. So if a mod had edited or deleted these 3 spawns here, it would have prevented Act 3 from starting. So that alone, that will fix it. Like, that's probably the issue that you were having, Johnny. I think that's who it was. There was a couple of you guys who were commenting on it. All right, there we go. Okay, so I can put that in the patch notes. Let's see. Fixed a bug that would prevent, what's that quest called? Critical perpetrator detention. I don't think that's the name that showed. Maybe that is. We'll just put prevent Act 3 of the CPD quest line from starting. So let's do a, we're going to add a patch fix for this to just force start this quest. Oh, we can't put it in Act 3. We need to put it in, we'll put it in MQ Master. MQ Master C2. We'll add, let's see, do we have a hotfix section? Hotfixes, yep, that'll work. And it looks like we've already got an Act 2 thing in here. So we can go ahead and add to this. Let's see, what version are we going to be up to? Oh, actually, what we're going to need to do is add an Act 3 to this as well. So we'll do Act 3, oops. All right, so we've already got, cool, we've already got a 2.3.2 version. We had some fixes for Cola here. We needed to move the clipboard to chapter 1. And let's see, we also need to do if, oops. Get stage done. What did we determine? If it was 400, then we're going to force Act 3 to start. And we'll do, let's look at Act 3 again. What stage does it need? Stages, so quest startup and then setup. So we need to do start, and then we're going to go while not get stage done to utility dot wait 2.0, and let's do a equals 0. Let's see, I counter equals, to make sure we don't get stuck in a while loop if this quest can't start for some reason. And I counter is less 100. Counter plus equals 1. I'll just do it 1 second instead. And then we'll do set stage 10. And I should actually do and not get stage done 10. Okay. So this should do on startup. This should force Act 2 to, or Act 3 to start up if it failed for somebody for whatever reason. I still think that that still leaves a problem, because we have some people who are saying that the quest does start for them when they launch it via console, which means that there's something with the courier thing with what's his name? Shandy. That's not working. So we need stage 10. Shandy, move to player ref. Shandy Tusk is level 1. I wonder if he's disabled right now. We should do this. We'll go try to enable in case for some reason he was disabled from something. Maybe that's it. So we need to update Act 3. I actually don't like this move to player. I want to move it behind the player. This is odd. This is oddly set up. We're going to do this. We're going to go shandyref dot try to disable, move to player ref, and then we'll move it behind the player, move behind player. Okay, good. We already have a move behind player call here. let's look at our move behind. I don't remember if we have a move behind pivot, move rest behind pivot. I think this already does move to nearest nav mesh. Yes. Okay, cool. All right. So this will hopefully make that run a little better. All right, 3, 1. Okay, let's go to MQ master. Oh, what do we got here? We got a problem. 243. Oh, because that's not actually a ref. That's actually a badly named. All right. And then let's point this thing to Act 3. Okay, there we go. All right, that one's going to be a little more challenging to test to get that up to speed. Let's put these in here. Okay. All right, so CPD. I'm trying to think of what the easiest way I could test it. There's no really fast way to test that. I don't have any quest skipping set up for that. That's on one of my stretch goals to do. So that one I might need to rely on the crowdsourcing to do this. So what I'll try and do is after I'm done with the stream, before I go to bed, I'll try and post another beta 5 so you guys can check my work. Make sure I didn't flub something up here. Okay, so there's that. So I guess that's going to be a tough one, although we did find that there was some potential issues, so we can go ahead and put this in here. Prevent Act 3 from starting, and then we'll put... for players who finished the raid on TFL and finished Simon's quests related to the judge, Act 3 will be force started after the patch is loaded. Okay. So hopefully that will fix the CPD for you guys, at least that part of it. I'm sure there are other little quirks, but we'll get to those eventually. Just need some reproduction steps. So let's go back to MQ11, because what I would like to figure out next is, can we trigger the issue with the player? So I'm going to ask you guys some questions. So folks who have run into the issue during Where There's Smoke, where you meet up with Aiden, there's actually 2 different scenes where that can happen. So I need to figure out what is going on. So there are 2 ways it can happen. One is you tell Jake that you're not going to help him and he runs off by himself, and then you meet up with him later. The other way is if you tell him you're going to go with him and he becomes temporary companion, you guys go up there. For those of you guys who have had the issue with the dialogue not working when you're pointing your gun at Aiden, can you guys tell me, did you follow Jake or did you tell him to go on his own? I'm guessing you all followed him. I think it's pretty rare that anybody wants to be that big a jerk to him. So I think I'm the only one who's probably done it because I did it on camera for our mean playthrough. But either way, let's pop in and see if we can trigger it. Choo-choo, will there be more tutorials for HQ add-on content in the near future? In the near future, probably not. But it's hard to judge because, like, now that once this last patch is out, it definitely takes a lot of the, like, weekly pressure off me to work on particular things. So I might be able to squeeze some in. My focus just isn't on HQ at all right now. I am going to have to pivot, though, because we need to get in some methods for people to quickly get through Commonwealth Rising and in additional playthroughs, because otherwise the pacing between chapters 2 and 3 is awful. It worked fine for the fact that that's a stopping point we left in there, but we need a like fast mode to get through it. So I will be focusing on HQ again in the I wouldn't say the near future, but sometime between now and chapter 3, and so like that would be the most likely time I would be in a headspace to be writing more tutorials. It's one of those things where like getting my, I have to like relearn a lot of it myself before I can write tutorials properly. And so I need to be like in a state where I'm like actively working on other stuff in HQ.
Hey, ready to try and get this radio working?
Sounds good.
All right. I've patched in the parts we need, so I'm gonna head down. Whilst I'm doing that.
Sure, I can do that.
Great. Just sit back. Okay, won't be long.
Oh, that's the okay won't be long line. I bet we do have it. So I don't know what the heck that second line that comes up when we pop out of the chair is. I'm going to try and trigger it again. Let's wait till Jake is far away. Oh, see, look, I'm back in third person again, even though I removed that flag. You can see my hair popping in and out. Oh, I bet it's just baked into the save. Alright, wait till Jake is far away.
Okay. Won't be long.
Did you hear that? Okay, well, where's that guy? Who's saying that? That's clearly radio voice, but I think Jake is too far away for it to be him. Let's see if it happens again.
Okay. Won't be long.
Yeah, it's every time I leave. It's almost like it's that's just gonna irritate me because it's there's some funky a line in here. Let's see, player at radio, leave. Let's see if it's maybe whatever this sound file is. If it's we'll check our check SS2 main, see if that baked in there somehow. Yeah, it does sound like the player is saying it. Yep, there it is. All right, we'll just delete these out of here because I can't think of why we would need to be saying anything here. So delete. Oh, I'm gonna do this in a bunch of places. All right, let's do it. Because if I don't do this now, I'm gonna forget. So actually, we can go into our little note here. Actually, I'll just add that to my note. Delete from all BA main.ba2 files for SS2. All right, I just put it in my notes so I don't forget to do it. Okay, so that's all that was. It was just the player has a line here. Actually, we can add the response text so that it will show up for XDI. Okay, well, let's continue the quest because we need to get some sort of what would you call it? There we go. Some sort of scope weapon here.
Sure. Uh-huh.
This golf question. This golf question.
I hear you.
What?
Enough questions.
I got more where that came from, and you better start answering them.
Right.
Civilian gear ain't able to broadcast on this frequency. What kind of hardware are you using? Where are you broadcasting from?
I gotta go.
Given the strength of your...
Bring it on.
Uh-oh. Are we stuck? I'm probably waiting for Jake to come running back. Nah, I think we broke it. Found another bug.
Command, this is Golf Romeo 19er requesting additional support. Over. Command, this is Golf Romeo 19er.
All right, let's go check and see if the bring it is a dead end in the quest. The player's supposed to say something there. Let's see. All right, we're gonna follow the little teal line here. That goes to here, click. Okay, so this might be one of those ones where we need to move this stage set here. I'll put it at the beginning. All right, let's check and see if stage 120 got set. It did. So why? What's going on here? Stage 120. Scene finished. Okay, because I'm stuck in this scene waiting for Jake to get within 600. So somehow Jake's AI package has been stuck here. All right, so let's do this. Let's find Jake. Let's see what he's up to right now. Oops. All right, call quest function. This is a little script I added to the game so that I can find out what the heck NPCs are doing at any given moment. All right, so we need to go to our logs here. Logs, script, user. Oops, wrong one. KG utilities. Here we go. All right. Load this up. All right, this is the package he'll be using. Find out what he's doing. Come on. You got this, CK. All right, here we go. Package. All right, so he's running to link custom MQ03. Get linked ref ss2 link custom MQ03. Oops, I forgot the ref. Get linked ref pred 90482de. Player dot move to 90482de. Oops. Player dot. Let's see where he's trying to run to. There he is.
Requesting comm check. Can you hear me? It's no use. I can't raise them. Something out there screwing over our comms.
I hear you.
I'll try again.
Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. I'm not telling you that. I gotta go.
Given this.
Bring it on.
Slick! I got back as fast
Okay, so his AI must have just got stuck there at some point.
What did I do now?
It's not you, it's who you're talking to. I overheard the whole thing on my Pip-Boy. The hub's broadcast frequency. It must be similar to the one the gunners use. Or at least close enough to cause disruptions. This is not good. We really don't want the gunners' attention on us. And we definitely don't want them sniffing around the comm hub. This is not good.
It can't be that bad.
The gunners.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
Right.
by broadcasting,
Sure.
they'll want to know.
Uh-huh.
I don't think.
Mm-hmm. I've been spoiling for
Whoa, wait, I'd rather. Hold on. All right. Well, Although,
Uh-huh. Don't worry.
you'll help? Thanks. Here, let me update you. All right.
All right. All right, so now we need some sort of weapon here. I think Jake's got a workbench we can use. All right, so let's get ourselves, we'll try a scoped rifle and see how that works. Hunting for for F46A. Oops. 6. Come on. 6A. Help 308 for ammo. Player dot add item 1 F66B 100. And then we'll do scope for, is it Armo? I don't remember. Let's see. What do we have for scopes? Oh, I guess I want the MISC object if I'm going to add it to my inventory. So we'll do MISC. All right, we'll try the player.add-item 2492DA. What else can we get? We'll try a couple different ones. Player.add-item 15E93E. Where'd they go? There they are. Let's see. And then we'll do the long scope. Player.add-item. I can barely read that. 15E93C, I think. There we go. And then we need a couple more hunting rifles. Oops. All right, and then we'll set these up real quick. All right, that's already got a medium scope on it. Cool. And a long scope. And then we should have a recon scope. There we go. All right, we got 3 different scopes to try out. Let's pick one to equip. Okay. And then we need some TMM1. Ten Pines will be our origin point. Here we go.
You've got to help. My brother's been kidnapped.
That's not my problem, lady. Call Preston Garvey. All right, here we go. I want to make sure I don't trigger it. I don't want to get a save right over here so we can try all the different scopes and see if we can trigger it. All right, save. Aiden intro dust.
My God. I know this place. I gave him ASAMs. What the hell happened here?
That's close enough. Who are you?
Whoa, easy there. Easy. We're not looking for trouble. Why don't you just put that gun down and we could talk?
Why are you here?
We're just looking for some gunners. That's all.
Gunners? You with the gunners?
Whoa, now I said we're not looking for trouble. Slick, little help here?
Okay, so that time we've got our option, because the issue you guys run into sometimes is you just get no dialogue options here, right? Let's make sure.
Good idea. Calm names. That'll help. Look, friend, I'm Jake, and this here's my partner, and we're not with the gunners. So please, just put the gun away.
You first.
Okay, that's fair. See? Putting it away.
All right. Assuming you're not gunners, why were you looking for them?
We were hoping to discuss something with them.
Huh. Well, I doubt you'll get much of a response, but if you want to strike up a conversation, go ahead. I believe that one was the leader.
Okay, so clearly not happening with this weapon. Well, let's try another one.
God.
Ethan's just standing there.
Gave him ASAMs.
The old
What the hell
that could
happened?
be from reloading the save that it
Who are you?
caused a weird
Whoa,
issue with
easy
his
there. Easy.
disabled state.
We're not looking for trouble. Why don't you just put that gun down and we could talk?
Why are you here?
We're just looking for some gunners. That's all.
Gunners? You with the gunners?
Whoa, now I said we're not looking for trouble. Slick, little help here?
I can see coming here was a mistake.
I asked for help, not hindsight. Friend, I'm Jake, and this here's my partner. So please.
You...
Okay.
All right. Assuming you're not
We were
Huh. I believe that.
Okay, another one works fine. So yeah, this is one of those ones. This bug has evaded me for so long because I can't replicate it. So ideally, I can fix this without having to make a patch for see-through scopes. I guess we'll have to next go to load up see-through scopes. Unfortunately, actually, see-through scopes works with the vanilla scopes, right? So it should make these ones I've already got able to trigger it. Actually, let's try this. Let's try putting our weapon away and see if that impacts things.
My God. I know this place. I gave him ASAMs. What the hell happened here?
That's close enough. Who are you?
Whoa, easy there. Easy. We're not looking for trouble. Why don't you just put that gun down and we could talk?
Why are you here?
We're just looking for some gunners. That's all.
Gunners? You with the gunners?
Whoa, now I said we're not looking for trouble. Slick, little help here?
Calm down, you freak.
Huh, good idea. Calm names. That'll help.
I love that line.
Friend, I'm Jake.
Okay, so this seems to be working too.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Assuming you're not gunners, why were you looking for them?
We were hoping.
Huh. I believe...
Okay. All right, so let's go try loading up see-through scopes and see if we can get this to trigger. All right. Oh, learned my lesson. Don't load Nexus on camera. Okay, let's grab this. Hmm. 3D, so there's so many files here. Let's see. I guess I'll grab 3D Scopes Replacer. I don't know what I'm supposed to use here. try that. All right, let's see what happens here. I might need, maybe I need both. I don't know. Yeah, Gary, that might be something we have to do, is just give the player a default pistol. I think we've done that before somewhere else. Maybe it was something we did in Conqueror. But yeah, that might have to be the solution, is just give the player a 10mm or something and use that. Okay, so let's see if... Okay, that clearly is not working. And it replaced all these scopes, and they're gone now. So I think maybe I need both. Maybe I need the replacer mod and 3D scopes.esp. I really don't know. Or maybe there's a BA2 file I need. Let's see. Oh, yep. Let's grab these. Yeah, I'm trying not to use the faux mod because I just don't want to have to install a mod manager right now. So I'm curious if I need both of these or just one. Let's look at the file real quick. All right, let's do replacer. Guessing I just need to rename it. Yeah, I need the one that does the replacing. So I think I just have to rename this, is my guess. Let's try that. We'll just try renaming this file. We'll get rid of the other one. Let's see what happens here. Oh, I just realized I didn't update this. Nope. We need to get rid of replacer. All right, let's see if that does anything useful. Just trying to avoid having to go back to a workbench and craft a new one with the custom scopes. This would be a nice one to have sorted, because this is a pretty common issue people run into, because the scopes are pretty popular. All right, so I've got now a graphic on here. Hey, there we go. Okay, so let's do save see through scopes MQ11 test. All right, let's see what happens.
God, I know this place. I gave him ASAMs. What the hell happened here?
That's close enough.
I don't know why it's showing his feet. I remember it. Whoa.
I'm not looking for trouble. Why don't you just put that gun down?
You can extreme zoom in on
That's all.
Jake's ass.
Whoa, now I said we're not looking for trouble. Slick, little hope here.
Okay, so that makes sense, because I think the way they're doing the scope light there is getting triggered by the AI. So yeah, for that, but I would like to know what vanilla weapons are causing this. Interesting. Okay. I mean, that might have to be something that we fix by. Might have to be something we fix by doing. What would be the way to fix that? I guess it would be a detector, and if they have see-through scopes, we have to do that. But I think I like Gary's solution better of just like forcing if the player is using anything but a 10 millimeter, just record what weapon they had, temporarily give them a 10 millimeter, and then swap it back. I think that's going to be our solution. Let's just do that real quick. See if I can get that. How quickly I can code that in. Let's go. All right, where's our assets? All right, we're gonna go weapon, property, 10 millimeter, auto, const, mandatory, and I'm gonna have to do it a clone of the 10 millimeter because otherwise they could have because otherwise they can have a version that ends up with a scope on it when you get it out of the leveled list, because some of the templates will probably have that. So we need to AI controlled. Let's see. Cutscene start. Okay, and I know this calling it again should sheath is not true. That is something I think I had hoped for. All right, let's do. Force third person. Okay, I guess this will work. All right, so we're gonna do current player weapon equals player ref dot get current weapon player ref dot equip 10 millimeter, and then down here we go. Oh, we need to do special 10 millimeter. I think we can do that without adding it to the inventory. We'll find out. And then we do player ref dot equip item current player weapon. All right, and then we need to set that as a weapon. And then we hold that in the global space. Okay. MQ11, let's make sure that compiles. Not ideal because, you know, it's a little less immersive to have them pull out a 10 millimeter from their butt, but hopefully most players will just happen to have one. We'll see. Get current weapon. Am I not using that right? What is the... Or is it just get weapon? I know there's one to pull their weapon. Draw weapon, get equipped weapon, there it is. All right, and let's look at, I'm sure we've used this before. Get equipped weapon, okay, we don't have to do a test, all right. Get current, get equipped, oops. All right, recompile that. Nope, don't care about OBS, I want this one, here we go. All right, MQ11, and then we need to go make ourselves a clone of the 10 millimeter to make sure it doesn't have anything funky going on. So item, weapon, 10 millimeter, and we'll just make this the player special. So we'll call this SS2 player cutscene 10 millimeter. We'll go into our template here, and we'll just get rid of all the funky options so it's always just vanilla. Okay, so we've got our default, which is just going to be really simple, no scope on it. Perfect. All right. Okay. Back in MQ11, let's give this cutscene. Oops. Okay, let's see if that worked. Nice simple solution. And we'll leave the see-through scopes on because we want to make sure that nothing funky is going on there. Come on. Almost got this. Here we go. All right, I think if this works, I think this will be our last little fix for the night, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Because I was gonna normally I'd hang out and chat after this. Maybe I will for 5 minutes, but I really want to have enough time tonight before I go to bed to actually pack it. I have to do all these merges and get it packaged up, so that I can put it up as version 5 of the beta, so that folks can test it out while I'm sleeping. All right, here we go. Well, I heard, okay, got it equipped.
I gave him ASAMs. What the hell happened here?
That's close enough. Who are you?
Whoa, easy there. Easy.
Okay, so I got to do something about the little notification messages.
Why don't you just put that gun down and we could talk?
Why are you here?
We're just looking for some gunners. That's all.
Gunners? You with the gunners?
Whoa, now I said we're not looking for trouble. Slick, little help here?
Okay, cool. So that definitely takes care of it. So we just need to make it silent. So I think for that we'll do player ref dot add item ab silent equals true, and then down here we will remove it silently. And we got to remove -1 to get rid of all of them. Okay, MQ11. All right, so let's put that on the list. That feels really good. That's been in the mod for ages. Let's see. We're not gonna call it a bug. Changed the quest where there's smoke to equip player with a temporary 10mm pistol when pointing a gun at Aiden. This will avoid an issue okay. That feels pretty good to have that locked down. It's not the ideal situation, but it is what it is. It's what we've got to work with in this game engine. Yeah, soulless. That's exactly. I mean, the Gary had suggested that as an idea because that's what BioWare does, and it's a solution. It'll have to work. If I had a way to easily test, like, I mean, there might be a way to test it. Like, is there a scope keyword? Probably is. I could probably do something like that too. But this is just like a clean, guaranteed. Yeah, there's the, I could probably check for like if the player has this keyword or something, and then switch them over. But well, at least this way it's consistent for everybody. But yeah, no more fun times with the accidentally pointing the camera threateningly at Aiden. All right, let's see if this works. Has-scope is the one to use. Okay. Yeah, I could do it. Maybe I'll do that. It would just be a small tweak to the script to put that in there.
God, I know this place.
Ah, it still says 10mm was equipped. Why does it say that?
What the hell happened here?
That's close enough. Who are you?
Whoa, easy there. Easy. We're not looking for trouble. Why don't you just put that gun down and we could talk?
Why are you here?
We're just looking for some gunners. That's all.
Gunners? You with the gunners?
Whoa, now I said we're not looking for trouble. Slick, little help here?
Why is it doing... Alright, well, let's try the scope thing, and then... how are we going to do this? Why is it... Does equip... I don't think there's a silent option on there. Let's check, though. Equip item... Oh, there is a silent. Okay, cool. There's a silent flag. Sweet. AV silent equals true. Oops. Yeah, we want that, and we want it up here. So I guess I don't need to add it separately. I thought that was the issue, but... okay, so how can we test... Because weapon scripts have almost nothing, and I think the warn has keyword is not a papyrus function. Let's see. Oh yeah, all we can do is do get ammo or fire, because the embedded mod is a F4SC thing, and because we'd be getting an instance of a weapon, there's no way we wouldn't know. We wouldn't be able to check for mods on it. Let's see. Warn has keyword. Is that a papyrus function? I'm 99% certain it isn't, but it is. Okay, and it doesn't look like it's a F4SC script. Sweet. I thought that was only a papyrus function or a condition function. Okay, cool. So we can do if player ref dot warn has keyword. Nihar, you said I should do has scope keyword. All right, because that would be awesome. We can get rid of that. If player ref has scope keyword. Oops. Extra 0 in there, and then we only need to switch it back in that case as well. Okay, no, we need to do if does not equal none, because that means we saved it. All right, there we go. Let's try. Oh, we need to add this keyword here, because this would be nice. And it'd be only, it would only be a small Mass Effect moment for people who happen to be using a scope. All right, MQ11. So then we can update our patch notes. Okay, now we need to add the scope keyword here. Now is has scope and has scope recon two different things? Do I need to test for that, or do the things that add recon also add test scope? Let's check that. So I might need to do both. There's also a chance that mods have introduced their own scope stuff. Okay, looks like it is adding has scope. Okay, cool. It adds both. Perfect. All right. So we should be good there. Save you. Okay, so this will require 2 quick tests. We'll need to do it once with the weapon equipped and one without it and see what happens. So this is, I'm feeling pretty good about this. We got a lot of bugs fixed tonight. And the where there's smoke ones were my biggest concern when I was thinking about players coming back to the mod after a long time. I think that's like one of the biggest showstoppers. The Vault-Tec HQ one has a few commonly reported issues, but I thought I had them all addressed. So I think I'm going to need reproduction steps for those. Okay, so in theory right now we should get the 10mm equipped. And then if we reload the save, switch weapons, should not get it. So we can still have our fun camera moment for the occasional player who makes that hilarious mistake. All right, let's go. Let's see if we get my 10mm.
God. I know this place. I gave him ASAMs. What the hell happened here?
That's close enough. Who are you?
Whoa, easy there. Easy. We're not looking for trouble. Why don't you just put that gun down and we could talk?
Why are you here?
We're just looking for some gunners. That's all.
Gunners? You with the gunners?
Whoa, now I said we're not looking for trouble. Slick, little help here?
Okay, we got our 10mm. All right, let's reload. All right, and then we should be able to switch to... What happens if you use a melee weapon? I've never tried that. I guess we'll be threateningly pointing a melee weapon at him.
I know this place. I gave him ASAMs. What the hell happened here?
That's close enough. Who are you?
All right, now I want to fix the camera at the legs. Seeing it this many times in a row is irritating me.
We could talk.
Why are you here?
We're just looking for some gunners. That's all.
Gunners? You with the gunners?
Whoa, now I said we're not looking for trouble. Slick, little help here?
Oh, I got the 10mm. Interesting. So the has scope still triggered? That's odd. Or did I forget to, let's see, did I forget to copy the kinggath edits over? I could see that. Nope, I copied it. All right. So why didn't the warn has keyword checked work? All right, let's do some quick debugging here. Hope you guys don't mind. We have the lots of silence. I'm running out of steam here, but I'm committed to getting this fixed. I have this finally done 2 years later. And actually, I'm going to check another weapon too. I wonder, I could see something like there's like maybe the base game equips this weapon or something. If you try and use a gun aim package when you don't have a gun, could be something like that. So let's do help shotgun for wep. Add item 5DF30. Switch over to this guy. Oh, apparently I added a unusable one. Add item 62AA4. How about you? Can I use you? Nope. Apparently multiple fake versions of the weapon in the CK. And is that the right one? There she is. Okay, let's see if this works.
I know this place. I gave him ASAMs. What the hell happened here?
That's close enough. Who are you?
Whoa, easy there. Easy. We're not looking for trouble. Why don't you just put that gun down and we could talk?
Why are you here?
We're just looking for some gunners. That's all.
Gunners? You with the gunners?
Whoa, now I said we're not looking for trouble. Slick, little help here?
Okay, we still got our shotgun, so that's good. I'll do one more check and make sure our debug message comes through. That'll make me feel content that this is working. Come on, game. You got this. Load it up. It's very confused trying to figure out how to test for a scope. Did we break it? Oh, I wonder if... Yep, the pop-up came up while we were in the fadeaway. There's our 10 millimeter. Okay. All right. So let's get rid of that before I forget. All right. We are in good shape. We've got a nice little fix for that for most people will be completely invisible. Occasionally, someone's going to be disappointed when they're rocking a 10 millimeter they didn't have in their inventory. But I'm okay with that. That's at least people will get through without having to go to the forums and figure out what happened, which is much preferable. All right, let's get rid of scopes. I guess I can hang out and do the you guys can watch the merge process while I do that. So let's just go ahead and delete this out. I don't need it. Okay, so before I merge, I like to clone all my files just so I have a backup of them in case something goes awry here. So pre-merge KG. As you can see, I already did another one earlier today. 23, so we'll name this one second. Where's our S2 copy here? Okay, now we go. I like to merge backwards, so we'll do chapter 2 first. And then we check in the files. This is C2 second. This is the built-in CK version control system. It is a giant pain in the butt to set up. It is very finicky. It takes a while to learn. I highly recommend it if you're doing a mod team. If you're not, and it would not bother. It is more trouble than it's worth. All right, and then this will be for just SS2 proper. Oh, I need to close that. Okay, that is closing still. Close you. Ta-da! Nice and easy. Okay, I still have to package it all up, which is going to take forever because zipping up, you know, multi-gigs of files takes a while, and then uploading it. But sometime in the next half hour, I will have that uploaded for you guys. So anybody who wants to try out some of the fixes we just posted, I'll put that up as version 5 of the public beta. There's a link on the forums under kinggath, or what is it called? Let me just bring it up because I don't even remember. Simsettlements.com. Go to forums. And you can actually, right on simsettlements.com, there you'll see there's on the main page, there'll be a public beta 2.3.2. I am going to update that thread with a link to V5, and you guys can play with it and let me know if I actually fixed this stuff or if it was just a fluke that it worked on this stream, which could totally be the case. And otherwise, I think we're set for a pretty damn good patch day. So Friday, 2.3.2, it's going to have just boatloads of fixes, and hopefully leave us in a good space leading up to the Chapter 3 launch, which I don't have a date for you guys yet. Kind of done when it's done situation. It's a massive project. There's a ton of quest content, ton of new features and systems and everything. So we obviously are not rushing it because we're up to working on it now for 15 months. So what's 3 or 4 more, if not longer. So we'll get it out when we can. I will still hotfix. So if you guys, if this patch introduces some new nasty bug or something, I'll definitely stop and fix it. But otherwise, plan is this goes out Friday, and then no more patches until 3.0, however long that takes. Cool, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. I am out of steam, as you guys probably heard in my voice for the last hour. So I'm gonna crash hard here, and yeah, I think we're good. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll catch you all later.